So
I should be in roll 20 here shortly.
All right, perfect. There you go. I see you now. Excellent. Now, supposedly, Jennifer and Gordon supposedly have big fat 3G out in Denver, wherever the hell they are, in the sticks somewhere. So we're hoping to see them, but I got to be honest with you, it could be either way.
Well, the last thing I saw from them was a post on Facebook, feet up in front of a campfire somewhere. So
you think maybe they're bailing? Because I got an email from Jennifer said that they were going to try and get in. They were going to try and game.
No, that was like a week ago. So it
okay.
might have been something that was prior to wherever they are now. Or they can pull a mat and they'll end up logging in on a phone and.
Good old Mac. Scott Ganchinitz used to do that too. Log in from a phone in the bathroom of a Hardee's in South Alabama.
Exactly. Oh, Dan had to go get his pith helmet.
Beautiful.
The hat of the day.
The hat of the day. I love it. I just wish that my current headgear would allow me to wear a hat. I try to pull out my fedora, my old fedora. I think that I do have multiple headgears too. I could try this here. You know what? This might work. I just might,
There you go.
Gilligan hat. Should I go with that? And it fits over the thing. This may go. This is my Hunter Thompson hat.
Nice.
So we had a couple of years ago, we had Decade Day at our office, where everybody was supposed to dress up as a notable personage from the decade in which they were born, and I chose Hunter Thompson from the '60s.
Oh, very nice.
So,
and by notable, you mean stoned out of his mind.
Well, you know what he says? He would never, advocate drugs, alcohol, or madness to anybody, but for him, it worked. Hey, there's Mike.
What's up?
Not much. Where's your hat?
I'm fresh out.
Well, I finally found one that'll fit over my my humongous headgear, so I'm going to wear this. And Dan's got a pith helmet on.
Yeah, it's the headgear that's causing the issue.
not my giant oval-shaped melon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
how's it going?
Hey guys.
Are you wearing a hat?
Yeah, is it a hat day? Is this? Are we on Safari? What's up with the hats?
Oh, just it just feels like a hat night.
Okay.
I didn't get the memo.
I did not get that memo.
All right, well,
Just visualize
let
me
it
in
pass
that.
this time. But so I think we are just waiting on Jennifer and Gordon.
Weren't they camping?
They are, but I got an email from Jennifer that said that she thought they would be able to do it. So I'm gonna throw them a text and see what happens.
I'm a professional with a computer. I know everything there is to know about a PC, pretty much, except for building from scratch. So I don't know why every Saturday, Sunday night, I can't seem to make this fucking thing work.
Well, because you're on an iPad, right?
No. This is my new ThinkPad here. I was on a PC. I was on a Mac for 4 years while we were playing, but I've moved recently to
upgraded. I see.
Downgraded.
Downgraded.
Yeah.
Oh no! If you were going from a Mac to a PC, you've definitely upgraded.
How's life in your new corporate masters?
My new corporate masters haven't actually taken over yet, but so it's still a bunch of random shit. But my clients are, I get the feeling, are starting to potentially think that they might, just maybe, regret having made such a poor decision as to kick us off this account. So
that's all we can hope.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy every freaking minute of it. I'm going to stay in touch with the team too. Just as just as the new team, I just want to make myself available to them just in case they need help or have questions about anything that went on, and then that way I can find out all the juicy dirt about how the clients are so bad.
Just as a quick aside, while you're texting those two, I went to a
Gordon's here.
Oh, I went to an event on Friday, Les, and I ran into some of the old team members. They said Corey got waxed on that last week. He got shown the door.
Well, I didn't. I thought he was. I was under the impression that he had been sort of slow boating himself towards the door anyway. But I don't know. He was at Neo for like 9 years. I can't believe they would have just jettisoned. 11?
So I was just
like a can of dirt.
I was just like, I thought he was a lifer there, so I was surprised he left.
I'll tell you what. You know who they did show the door via email is what I heard. Is Jeff Lancaster up in Toronto? That guy was cutting.
What?
Yeah, I heard they cut because he was Catalyst. They cut him
Right.
loose. He had worked for Group M. He had been cutting Group
Yeah.
M data up in Toronto for like 18 years.
Yeah, I remember Jeff when I worked at MediaCom.
Yeah, Jeff was awesome. He's the guy who bought me a pint of whiskey at the in a pint glass when I asked him to get me one to go when we were getting kicked out of the Google party at Google Performance Forum. I asked him to get me a whiskey and ice. He got me a pint of whiskey. Anyway, I heard he got bounced out via email after 18 years. Sorry, Matt and I are talking inside baseball horseshit, from our wackadoo client, our companies that we work for. Hey, Gordon, how's vacation?
Gordon?
He may not have audio working yet.
Maybe he had the same sound problem that I had. Got to click on the old audio button there. It's right, the big blue button right in the middle of the screen that I couldn't read.
Gordon, can you hear us?
If we hear bear chewing, we'll know there's something's up.
Was that? Did he leave a message? Hold on a second.
If you're dance typing, maybe choose Gordon.
Yep.
He's typing something. He looks very serious in that frozen still frame there.
Bardos, Gordo, Farina, Jennifer.
He's trying to type. Being attacked by bear. So,
We're back in a moment.
Yeah, leaving us 3 dots.
Okay, he's changing Zoom. Okay,
okay.
cool. Let me type him here. While they're getting their technology sorted out, let me just go back over the what happened last week. So last week, you guys managed to exploit the beachhead you had created on the second floor of the Grey Garrison. You fought zombies. You fought weird goat dudes. You locked away I think you killed a bird guy. You killed the bird guy, didn't you?
Yep.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah, you killed the bird guy. You killed the remaining Discari. You found one guy in a closet. He had hidden himself away.
Yeah.
A dwarf, an angry dwarf that you guys had locked back in the closet. And said, we may or may not come rescue you later. And he was like, hey, wait, slam, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you went upstairs where you were confronted by a minotaur and a very grievously wounded tiefling who had run up there and tipped off the minotaur.
Minotaur, more like 30-second tour because we took him down.
You guys did take him down pretty quick. It was pretty harsh, I have to say. I have to upgun my NPCs from now on.
No, you don't.
Which I have done.
You're supposed to be the Monty Hall.
You're definitely out. But you got up there. You're standing over the body of this minotaur. The tiefling is still cowering in like a little alcove. He's very wounded. Face is all pale from blood loss. He's holding some blood-sodden rags up against his arm and across his chest where he's been wounded. You don't particularly recognize him from any particular battle, but you would imagine that he was one of the tieflings that were dropping zombies on you guys and took it on the chin when you guys rushed the staircase. Beyond that, he's making no moves to attack you. But beyond that, the only thing that you see in the room that causes you any bit of intrigue is a single door set in the eastern wall. That's just sitting there. It's a banded, same kind of door that you've seen in numerous rooms in this building, but considering that you're on the third floor, you've investigated the entirety of the place. You can't help but wonder if you've gotten closer to your objective.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
So last, well, and Lord Flashheart, I'm just wondering what to do about this. Perhaps we should just pop on the head.
Off the Minotaur or off the?
The tiefling that's hidden behind the Minotaur.
No, he's completely disarmed now, right?
Oh yeah, he never had any arm, had never made any move to attack you, and so far as you can tell, does not have a weapon.
He's more value to us dead than alive, or alive than dead. Sorry, tiefling. Sorry.
Just kidding.
I like the first one better.
You see a darkening stain on the tiefling's trousers continue to widen.
Yeah.
It's,
Did I mention the multiple head wounds I had as a child? But we're going to bring him back to the garrison, the other garrison, our garrison, because he could be squeezed for information, other things that might be happening around.
I agree. I'm just thinking for this next fight, though, I'd rather not have him behind us.
Well, then tie him up.
Got any rope?
Don't we have a rat or something to stand on him? I have rope. I absolutely have rope. You might remember my rope, because we use it to traverse multiple times in various parts of your would-be dungeon that we escaped on week 1.
Down in the underground.
I can describe the rope if you give me a second. I will go to my pack.
No, I don't need a molecular description of the rope. Hey, Jennifer Gordon, can you guys hear us?
Yeah, can you guys hear us?
We can. Look at this, the beauty of the internet. So where are you guys right now? You guys are in Colorado, right?
No,
my home
we're in
state.
South Carolina.
Okay.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, the Colorado East
A little
Coast.
bit the different direction.
Geography was never my strong point. How's the new camper?
Oh, that's great. Doing good.
Aces.
Awesome.
Voila. This
Are you
is
guys
it.
are parked on the shores of some river?
On the ocean.
On the ocean.
On the ocean. Oh, that's awesome.
Edison Island, right on the Atlantic.
Very cool.
You get bonus points for this, Les? I mean, we're all in it for the bonus points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're getting bonus points for this. I think this is our first ocean call-in. To be honest with you, even Scott Ganchinitz could pull this off.
It's our Mother's Day special.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. So, all right. So we were just going back over what you guys did last time. Blew through the second floor, killed everything that existed, ran up the stairs again, ran into a Minotaur, killed it, and found yourself in sort of the third floor. Now you remember the sort of structure of the building is that it's kind of a big box with a littler box stuck on top of it, almost like very much like a blockhouse, and then there's like the little block. You think that you're in the little box right now. On the very top of the building. There's no windows or anything in this room, but you've come up 2 flights of stairs. You've got to be on the third floor, and you know that the building is 3 floors high. So this must be the top. I mean, you've got a single door to the east in this that leads this outflow from this room. You're in the third floor is much smaller compared to the other 2 floors. You can't help but think that you are growing and you must be getting increasingly close to your objective, the Wardstone, the fragment of Wardstone. So now, when you guys jumped in, they were Fletcher and Flashheart were debating whether to murder the Tiefling. Or,
No, not murder. Just knock him unconscious.
So I believe your exact words were remove his head.
No, bop him on the head.
Oh, bop him on the head. Okay, so I misunderstood that. So not murder.
Yeah.
He's
This was a kid's game.
I handed him a pamphlet to show that we were all lawful good here.
not all.
Oh yeah, okay, well, good-ish.
No.
Gonna ask the tiefling what's on the other side of the door, and who's on the other side of the door.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never been up here before. I just knew that this is where our leaders would come and to discuss and talk about things. I've never been allowed up here. But I thought I could come up here when you guys attacked us and get reinforcements. I didn't know you were going to kill him just immediately.
We're that way.
Apparently, he looks pretty frightened. But I mean,
I'm going to ask around just because I don't have a sense motive.
Oh, okay.
Ask if anyone thinks he's telling the truth.
Does anybody want to do a sense motive on the dude?
I can. Well, oh no, I don't have sense motive. I have detect evil, but
He's
I'm already
definitely evil.
evil. Yeah, I already know he's evil without even having to throw that up.
You can tell by the horns.
Yeah, that pretty much makes you evil.
Yeah, I can do sense motive.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Let's have a sense motive roll. 22. He seems genuinely in fear for his life, and you get the impression that he is telling the truth. That
So he has no idea.
He doesn't have any idea what's up here. This guy is a foot soldier essentially, and he knows that his bosses would meet up here to discuss things, talk about strategy, things like that.
How many bosses are unaccounted for?
Well, he goes. There was a few that when the attacks started occurring down in the city this morning, they didn't want to miss out, so they took off and headed down there. I don't know if there's any bosses left in the if there's any leadership left in the building.
Oh.
We thought all the attacks were going on down in the south of the city. We didn't know we were being attacked here.
They are, as far as you know.
Is that a separate check or am I?
He seems genuinely nonplussed by the fact that you guys even showed up here.
So I'm going to have Otto listen at the door.
Okay. Give me a listen perception check. A listen check.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
It harks me back when listen was a separate skill.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, are you keeping an eye on Pathfinder 2 list?
So Don Muni has already ordered the rules that come out in August, and he is going to be running a couple of games at Archon of Pathfinder 2 rules. He says that when the new rules come out, they're doing they're redoing 2 modules, 2 adventures, and he's gonna run them at Archon. Cool. I'm gonna run a couple of games at Archon this year too.
I want to know if it's easier for dummies like me who didn't grow up playing 3.5.
I don't know. I've listened to the Glass Cannon podcast where they did about 4 hours worth of Pathfinder 2, and I think there are parts. It's a play test, right? So they're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. What ends up in the rule book, who knows at this point? But
supposed to be simplifying it though. It's supposed to be simpler.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, one of the things that I like about Pathfinder versus 5e is the complexity of it. I like that there are a lot of rules, and there are rules to cover everything. If I wanted something super simple and that had that was more role play versus versus crunch, I would look at Cipher system instead of 5e probably. I don't know. You've had taken a better look at the 5e rules yourself, Gordon. What did you think of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think they simplified, but they simplified at the expense of
flexibility.
The flexibility of having rules that account for things, which, yeah, that's one of the strengths of Pathfinder. Definitely is it allows you to interpret things usually within rules that are there. Yep. 5e, I think, just simplifies things It simplifies them so you gloss things over rather than you try to find real solutions, I think.
Gotcha. You sort of hand wave a lot of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
I mean, I haven't played it, but that's the impression I got reading it and looking at it.
Gotcha. So I don't know. I don't know what Pathfinder 2 is going to be like. I don't know if we'll move to Pathfinder 2. Maybe we'll inculcate some of it and leave the rest. Or I mean, there's a lot of flexibility there. So
I would. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'd rather play Starfinder because, yeah. I remember Traveler so well.
Yeah, I'm going to play that actually at DICON, which is coming up here in June. So yeah, those of you who are in St. Louis or will be near St. Louis, DICON is coming up in June 8th, 9th, and 10th. And me and Don and his daughter Betsy and her boyfriend Luke are gonna go. I think Doug Kaufman's gonna go there as well. End game.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm gonna play some Starfinder. All right, back to this. Otto rolled a 11.
Yeah, Farina went up to the door and rolled a 20. 20.
All right. So you don't hear much. It's pretty quiet in there. Otto seems confused, but you hear something like a clicking noise, like intermittent, not very loud, but like almost like a clicking noise.
Anybody have a bug bomb? Let's drop it for that roll.
I tell everybody the room's not empty, but I don't know what's in there. Something clicking.
Okay. We say we're going to tie this guy up then, or shall I try to jar his memory?
He seems. I mean, you guys haven't asked him very many questions, but the questions that you have asked him, he seemed to have been, forthcoming. He seems genuinely afraid that you guys are going to kill him. And considering the speed and the effectiveness with which you took down the Minotaur, it's probably not it's not an unjustified fear.
I can assure him with I'm a paladin, dear friend. I would never allow them to kill you. However, my
that
God
frightens him even more, dude.
My God is a little iffy on rules about torture. So,
whereas the gods of the elves apparently are super just like, oh yeah, cut off his thumbs.
Anything else?
Good, not lawful.
Forthcoming with?
You guys haven't asked him any questions. The questions that you've asked him, he's answered to the best of his ability.
Okay, well, what's up with the chittering there, bud?
He's like, I can't hear anything. I don't know what's in there. I've never been up here before.
Well, we could dangle you on a stick and find out.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Just open the door and push him in. See what happens.
Yeah, this little piece of tiefling comes squirting out of the door.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
I don't know, Flashheart. That's
I know.
That's not super paladin-y.
That was sort of a table talk aside.
It's very drowy, and I'll do it.
It is very drowy.
No, I will always be first in, but I was hoping to I'll try to be first in, I should say, not always. But I was trying to get him to crack, confess.
Well, what are you trying to do? What's he? You guys haven't asked him. You haven't asked him to confess anything.
Well, did you or did you not order the code?
Actually, I think it's a good idea. I think we should send him through and look in the door and then tell us what he sees in there.
He could get away, though. And I don't think we want him to call on another Minotaur if he's got anybody else. I think a bad guy in hand is worth two in the bush.
Isn't he almost dead? Deadish?
He's pretty. Let me just check his vitals here.
Is he someone that we tore up downstairs and then he ran?
Yeah.
And he's not.
Yeah, he's got one hit point left.
He's not somebody that I can't, as Les pointed out, I can't just slay him unless I'm going the anti-paladin path.
What if I say, look out, he's escaping? Or wait, he's coming right for us. That's what I'm saying.
He's coming right for us. That's better, yeah.
He's coming right for us. That's a very drowy thing to do. Look, stop hitting yourself,
I think the modern one is I was afraid for my life, so I had to take the shot.
Gotcha.
I'm going to stand my ground against him.
I am on the ground. What are you doing?
So stand your ground laws are legal in Canebras. So it is, it's like... It's like Mexico. All right. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to tie him up?
We'll tie him up, take him back for information, I guess.
All right, Flashheart, you can put that rope to good use, bud.
All right.
Throw it to Illendar, and Illendar, you're gonna tie the dude up.
Using your elven knots,
And then as I'm starting to do that, I'll say, do you want Storm to head through and lead the charge into the next room?
Whoever goes first, I want to be second.
Otto, you want to pee on this guy so we can, can mark him for smell later? And
I'm okay with that.
What?
Very paladin-y either.
I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check the precepts of Iomedae and find out what the.
Matt, what possessed you to play a paladin anyway?
Last time I played a necromancer, so I like to change it up. But
that guy, legitimately peed all over.
You're still channeling necromancer.
I'm a cracked paladin, as sort of it. I was mightily tortured before before I came on this adventure.
It's a long story and a gruesome one.
Yeah. So I'm a little, as Flashheart, from Blackadder was, he's not quite right in the head.
He's
mostly-
sort of the Mad Mardigan of Paladins of Iomade.
Yeah.
All right, so Storm goes up to the door and sort of like bonks it a little bit, and then but it's not pushing open.
Yeah.
Farina, you look over and you suspect that it is locked.
Here we are without a thief.
I will say, I suspect the door is locked.
Well put.
So I guess we're not stealthing through this door.
Yeah, well, whatever skittery little creature on your side is not going to be surprised.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You just fought a minotaur right outside their door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Everything knows we're here.
Yeah, your cover might be just teensy bit blown.
So are you saying we're going to bash through the door to get through it?
Yeah.
All right, who's our best basher? Would that be
Fletcher.
Fletcher, froth at the mouth.
I'm afraid my frothing abilities have been used up for the day, but
Oh, no froth? Oh, no.
Fletcher, that door is coming right at you.
I am happy to take a shot at the door.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Anybody want to aid him?
I will aid.
Okay, go ahead and get over there. Where are you going to?
Okay, I was trying to move my character, but I couldn't seem to grasp him. Let me grab back here.
You got him?
The door going to open in with the hinge on the right or in with the hinge on the left?
It opens in with the hinges on the left as Fletcher's facing the door. So Fletcher's left. So,
So
hinges are up there.
I accidentally closed the.
I'm going to knock an arrow less and be prepared if I see anything. If it's within my line of sight through the door,
Okay.
can I be prepared to let an arrow loose immediately, like an attack of opportunity?
Whoops.
Whoops.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
I'm sure we didn't see a thing.
Yeah, I hope you guys didn't see anything.
I didn't
All right, so you're knocking an arrow. You're sort of going, you got things
Fire, or is that
crossed
what
up. All right. Excellent.
All right, do I need to roll for assist?
Yeah, well, roll for assistance. So it's a strength check. So use your strength bonus. You got to get a 10 or better to assist Flashheart. Is anybody else assisting? I guess not. So, Baru, is Baru assisting? Real close there.
I was going to say, Storm could try if she was over closer.
12.
All right, so Flashheart, you get an extra +2 on your strength check to try and open the door.
No, Fletcher does.
That's what I meant. Fletcher does. I get you two guys mixed up.
How about a 25?
Jeez Louise, 25. All right, so you see, you sort of Fletcher sort of like hunkered down, and Flashheart whispers something in his ear like, "It's coming right at you," and then Fletcher just like bashes into the door, and the door opens, goes flying open, and opens up into a room. Now, the first thing that you notice about this room
Is the big three freaking spiders?
Yeah.
That's the first thing we noticed. Yeah.
Actually, you do, Flashheart, you do not see them because the room is filled with this whitish, grayish mist that seems to, how shall I put this? Seems to obscure your vision quite handily as you look inside. It's almost as if it is in this obscuring mist.
To quote Vin Diesel from Pitch Black, looks clear.
All right, hold on. Let me put the open door here.
Almost got my head torn off. I said it looks clear.
All right, there's the door.
So Storm was supposed to be the first in.
All right, so here's the thing. It's the whole room is full of mist. So the misty vapor obscures all sight, including dark vision, beyond 5 feet. So this is as far as you can see.
So we can't even see the spiders? This is knowledge we shouldn't
You
have?
can't see the spiders. All you can see is to like right there, like only 5 feet in. So the room is full of mist, obscuring mist. A creature 5 feet away has concealment. Creatures farther away have total concealment, and you cannot use sight to locate a target.
Fletcher, I think it's a good place to have the team camp, don't you?
Gonna back it up for the day.
Yeah, pack it up, get our bedrolls out.
Those Crusaders on the south end of the city, they'll be fine. They know what they're doing.
We heard skittering, Fletcher. So without acting on any other thing, we should probably be on our guard.
Cautious, yeah. Well, and we've got Storm and Otto both.
Yeah.
have-
Yeah, Storm will go in first as long as Fletcher needs to stay like literally like right behind her.
Okay, so Otto has what in the way of non-visual senses? Does Otto? Or I'm sorry, does Storm have sense? Scent?
Hang on, I don't think so.
Where's that tiefling?
Yeah, throw the tiefling in.
Not a bad idea.
Kind
No,
of.
the only thing Storm has is dark vision, which doesn't work in obscuring.
Doesn't work in obscuring mist, so she can't see anything either. So Storm is going to charge in
No,
straight into the room just as hard as she can.
she's going to go in, but she's going to go in slowly because she can't see anything.
Okay. All right, so she steps 5 feet in, and give me a perception check for Storm. 22. Storm thinks and conveys to you that she thinks she sees something directly ahead of her. Something largish.
Like a creature or like an object?
Like a creature. Because she thinks she saw something move.
Oh. Then I'll tell her, fight's on then. Anything in there I'm sure is
Not a friend.
a threat, so. And I'll tell Fletcher that.
That's a good point. You figured nothing in there could be our friend. So
Right.
yeah.
I'll tell
That
Fletcher,
makes sense.
hey, she sees something, she's going to go in, but there's something right in front of her, so get ready.
I gotcha.
All right. So what does Storm do?
So if we're still out of initiative, then surprise round would be her to take a 5-foot step up, and then she can see 5 feet, right?
Well, no. She said, well, there's still a creature 5 foot away has concealment, so she can see. She realizes as the mist sort of swirls around her that suddenly she sees this creature sort of like suddenly a multitude of legs and mandibles and 8 big eyes just sort of whirl towards her, and she realizes fucking spider. So she can see it, but there's still that element of concealment that takes place even at 5 feet.
Okay. Well, then she'd lay into whatever's right in front of her.
It's go time, so let's roll for initiative, shall we?
Does she get to act for initiative?
Huh? No surprise. Not in obscuring mist.
Okay.
They saw her at the same time she saw them.
Okay.
Which member of our party has the rod that we're supposed to use on this thing?
Bardos, I think.
I do, yeah.
Is that Bardos? Okay. And currently, this thing that's in front of me is a wall, so I have to come around the corner, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And then hold on.
I rolled that wrong list. So Bardos is 21 and
Okay.
Farina is 19.
Bardos, 21. Farina.
I'm glad you're getting all your good rolls out of the way because you need to stop getting those.
No,
whenever-
I know, it's bruisers.
I was looking at yours actually. Bardos is 19, Farina is 22.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. My whole initiative chart is fucked here now. All right, Farina's 22.
Farina's got 22, Bardos has 19. Yep.
Bardos, 19. Lothar, 11.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fletcher, 9. Very nice.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Ilendar, 14. A gentleman's 14. And then,
You don't have mine yet. For initiative?
yeah, I need initiative for
I
Fletcher.
was letting everybody roll there. 19.
19. What's your dex? Who's better, Bardos or Flashheart?
I'm sure Bardos is. My dex is horrible.
Okay.
That's one. I'm 12.
Let's use
What's
those
yours,
as a
Bardos?
group.
Hang on a second.
What do you need?
Dex. Don't remember. 16.
Yeah, way better.
All right. So, Storm and that one spider will each get an attack on each other before we go into proper initiative. So, Storm, go ahead and attack, and I will do the same.
Is this a single attack?
Just a single attack, yeah. 25. 25 may hit. 20%
May?
mischance. Well, it's
Oh,
concealment.
because of that.
20%
Oh, I was like-
mischance.
So then percentile, and then we're just always going to do if it's over 20, it's a hit.
That works for me, yeah. 38, that is a hit. So 5 points of damage onto the spider. Okay. And then the spider tries to attack Storm. Bite him. 14?
But misses.
That misses. Okay, so the spider's mandibles just kind of snap outward as Storm goes into the thing. All right, so now we drop into initiative. Farina is at the top of the order. Farina, you can't see anything in there, but you saw Storm go in. Flashheart's sort of staying around at the door, and then you can hear.
You would have heard something.
You heard some noise. I mean, it sounds like Storm found something, but you're not sure what. You certainly can't see it.
Okay, I'll send Otto and tell him to head north around the wall to try and skirt around.
Okay.
So that's 10, 20, 30.
Okay.
And I guess that's
So give me a perception check.
for Otto.
Yeah, and I'll do one as well. Oh, geez, okay.
Spider was apparently otherwise occupied.
Yeah, apparently he's looking at Storm. So that's okay. Did Otto roll a perception check or a perception check?
Right here.
23. All right. Otto sees that there's a creature. He can't really identify it, although it smells like bug. Is what he's projecting to you. He sees it. He's not
A
sure.
big
That it's
bug. Yeah, it smelled like a big
everything's
bug.
very confusing. The mist is everywhere. Everything's hard to see. Nothing is what it seems.
Okay, well, I guess that was 10 because he was here. So this is 10 foot, 20 foot. So this would be 30 foot.
Okay.
It's a bite of bug.
So he's going to move in there and try and bite the bug?
I guess so.
All right. Poor Otto. He's always biting stuff that, without any doubt, would taste horrible.
That's why I don't bite bugs.
Probably smart, frankly.
You try to sell them. Some people think they're a delicacy.
Was it what did you roll?
14.
14. That is not going to hit.
Okay. So Otto's telling me he's got bug, and I know he went north.
Yeah.
That information isn't enough to really tell me where the bug is.
You can't see anything in there. I mean, you could fire blindly if you want, but it's a 50% mischance. And if you're I
could hit Otto, I could hit Storm.
you could hit anything.
Then I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to reserve to the end.
You're gonna hang back. Okay.
Hang back. Okay. Now then, Otto. Next time, Otto will hang back with me. Is that how that rocks?
Yes.
Will Otto change in his order now?
Well, I mean, you could split off if you want Otto to move in a different track than you. That's okay too.
Okay. Well, we'll just leave Otto where he's at, and then I'll go to the bottom of the order.
All right. So Otto will stay at the top of the order, and Farina at the bottom of the order. Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. So now my turn. Otto, this creature attacks you, the one that you have so precipitously attacked without provocation at all. So unseemly. 15 hit Otto?
Nope.
Okay. This one is going to make a perception check. Hold on, I'm going to check that one. Perception. Ooh, big perception. Oh yeah, he sees him. So he's going to do
Don't know.
5-foot step into here, and they are both going to try and bite Storm. First one, 12. Second one, oh god. All right.
I'm glad you got those high rolls out for initiative.
I know. I know. It's great. They're going first. They're not hitting anything. It's like a big slap fight with each other. All right. So that's that. Now Bardos. Bardos, you're up.
If Otto thinks the bug tastes bad, what do the bugs think Eidolon tastes like?
Probably just a teeny bit like pee. That's what I've always imagined that they taste like. So.
Okay. Bardos is going to send Baru to stealth.
Okay, so Baru is give me a stealth roll. And this will be it won't matter. All right, so he can roll in there stealthily, but he is bound by the same vision rules. He can't see anything farther than 5 feet away.
Okay, so he's got a 15 move, so that's where he's going to get to. Basically.
All right. Give me a perception check. Boy, he's right up next to it. I think Baru would, even with a 10, would probably see that there is a big ass spider right in front of him.
Hey, Nami, I see what you call a big ass spider right in front of us.
So my whole point was to be able to get him to perceive something in the room that's an enemy.
He sees a big spider right in front of him. It's almost certainly an enemy.
So Barnos is going to move there, and he's going to cast a spell in the area in front of Baru. He's going to cast Grease.
Grease, that's a 10-foot square, correct?
Yeah, so he's going to put it right. Let's see if I can do this. There. That makes sense. So
right there.
He doesn't want to hit Baru, basically.
Oh, sorry.
Didn't want to hit Storm either.
Well, he didn't know where Storm is, but he knows Baru is there, so he's going to put it like 5 feet in front of Baru.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the grease materializes. Let's see. I always forget what that does.
A lot of chaos.
And actually, that was a scroll. Well,
A scroll, a greasy scroll. All right, grease. Grease spell covers a solid surface, reflex save, or fall. All right. What's the DC on that?
that is a. Let's see here. 17.
And he does not make it. So the spider, you could hear the sort of like skittering around of his legs as he tries desperately to get purchased. But since the legs end in like points that are like this big, he just and eventually just falls prone onto the floor. He is prone.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing for everybody. I believe yellow is the color of prone tonight. So we'll do that. He is prone. And he now, to get back, has to... where's the grease? Where's my... So to get back up, he has to make a. Okay, he has to get back up and make the same reflex save, I believe. Requires the big. Okay. There you go. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Bardos, you moved as well, too, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm done.
Flash art. You're up.
Okay. So I don't really know what's going on, but I hear battle, so I'm charging in. I can't even see what they're engaging, right?
No, you can't see. I mean, you can't see 5. I mean, you can only see 5 feet in front of you, if that.
Sorry.
The whole room is filled with this swirling sort of white-gray mist that makes everything obscured. So you come in.
I'm conflicted here, because I feel like I wouldn't know where I was going, but I feel like I would charge in. But I actually have information I wouldn't have. So
All right, give me a perception check real quick.
Okay, that I got. One second.
You have a great sounding keyboard, by the way.
Boom. I perceive everything. I receive total.
Is that a nat 20 on the perception
20.
check? All right, you see Storm in front of you, and you see that Storm is fighting what looks to be a very large, weirdly ugly arachnid.
All right, with a nat 20, don't I know every tile on the wall and the plastic?
No, you still can only see 5 feet, but you can see
And
pretty clearly. I mean, you can
that
see
Bardo's shoelaces
Storm.
untied.
You can see Storm in front of you. You can't see Otto. You see Storm in front of you. You see Spider in front of him.
Okay. Spider in front of him.
And
So
you think maybe you see another spider off to there. Yeah, off that way. So you're just going right in there. Now you can see Otto and the spider, the second spider.
Yep. So that's my beb here. I see him. Okay. Do. Sorry, just taking me a second to roll back to my number here.
18 to hit on Otto.
Not on Otto. On
Okay.
Giant Spider. My
Spider.
immediate reflex is kill it.
You hit him.
Okay.
You stabbed him. He was fighting Otto. Otto was like,
20% mischance.
Allow me, Otto, to dispatch.
oh,
this.
that's right. You have a 20% mischance because of the mist. There's partial
right.
concealment, so you have to roll percentile dice over 20.
All right. I wasn't paying attention to the percentile type, so I just roll a D100.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to get better than 20.
No bonuses.
Nope.
Correct.
Just a
48.
All right, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. You punk.
So it's a +1 plus my strength. Boom.
7 points of damage. Solid hit. And I'm assuming you're using the Golden Sword of Iomedae?
Radiance. Doesn't it cut through this nonsense of this evil mist?
No.
Sure, sword does. You can't.
Well, I mean, it passes through it, but it doesn't make it go away or anything. So,
It's the golden light that can be willed to shed a light spell on command, but I guess that won't help, right?
no, this isn't darkness. It's obscuring mist.
Okay.
Gordon, you have a question?
Yeah, well, I just have a comment. Bardos is going to say as a free action, grease in front of Baru, which is to the right of the door, 5 feet in, just so people know that there's grease there.
Grease lightning.
All right. That's it for you, Flashheart?
I believe I will go back to back with Otto and fight these legged beasties.
Maybe you will, and maybe you won't, because you have to make a will save. You hear the sound of a woman's voice whispering under her breath, and boom, you're smashed with something. You're not sure what, but you need a will save.
Do I? Because I'm a paladin.
Yeah, you do. This is this is Bestow Curse. So you're not immune to curses. I'll tell you that. I don't think, anyway.
Okay. Will save. I'll make my will save first, and then I'll debate you on it.
All right. The DC on the will save is 17.
Ouch. That's gonna hurt. All right. So there's nothing else. It's straight plus the bonus, right? Okay. Or
Yep.
just the straight. Okay.
Will save plus your will bonus. Will save bonus.
16.
Oh,
So close.
you have been cursed. You are cursed, and in this case, it manifests itself
Hey,
as
Matt, what's your wisdom and what's your charisma?
1 second. Charisma is 18. I'm positive because that's what I maxed out on. And my wisdom is 9. it's not a prerequisite for a paladin.
Never has been. Never
Okay,
will.
sorry.
That's how I'm trying to play my. He's brave but not so wise.
So the curse that you have just been cursed with manifests itself as a -6 decrease on one of your ability scores, and an ability score that gets chosen is strength. -6 to strength.
What?
Strength score.
It's 17.
17.
So
So you are
11
now
now.
down to 11, and all of your combat bonuses that are associated with that go down as well.
Hey guys, I feel pretty blue today. I'm gonna
Otto,
be the
give
emo
me a
paladin.
perception
Actually,
check.
hey Les.
Yeah?
I don't think he was affected. You said the DC was a 17.
Uh-huh.
I think he figured his numbers wrong.
And yet,
For willpower?
He gets he gets 4 for charisma. Gets a -1 for the wisdom, and then he gets a +2 because of his base. So that should have been a +5, and he on his roll he put on only a +4.
okay, hold on.
I accounted for everything except that -2, I guess. Or the +2 you said. I don't know for the base.
So
you said?
what level are you?
Actually, it's even better than that.
3.
Third level.
So
So
plus
his
three, not
will
plus
save,
two. So it
according
should
to
be
this, is +3.
+3, so it's 3. His wisdom is -1, so it takes it down to 2.
Right. You don't automatically add those ability bonuses onto saving throws, though.
Yeah, paladins get to add their charisma to all their saves.
Do not see this in the rules.
I like my rules. I know it's in the refrigerator, Gordo.
That's the rules.
I don't see it.
2 up to a 6,
Huh?
which takes that 2 up to a 6.
Well, if you could show me that, then absolutely, then we'll take it back. But
I take it back. So my character sheet apparently when I had not filled out my level, so my wisdom.
It's called Divine Grace. At second level, a paladin gains a bonus equal to your charisma bonus on all saving throws, and as long as he's a second level paladin, he gets it.
Right. So I'm +6, right?
There's a reason people make fun of me for being a rules lawyer.
what's your charisma bonus?
4.
It's got an 18, it's +4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be a son of a bitch. All right, well, I have to hand it to Mike. He pulls another rule out of his ass. Saves Flashheart's skin. So
Flashheart will buy you a drink at the next tavern.
I'm just hold on. I'm marking Illendar for negative bonus.
Mark
Mike
Me for being a
bonus
busybody,
point.
but nope, he's
Yeah.
right. He's absolutely correct. Because of divine
Did you
grace,
doubt me?
you get. Yeah, I doubted. Yeah, I thought you were pulling a fast one on me. I thought you were like worried about your paladin was about to get eaten by a
Okay.
spider, and you're like started because I drink and don't.
I don't cheat.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I'll aggravate people in our party too, because I'll call rules against us as well. But I always go with what the rules are.
Nope, you're absolutely correct. So he did make that save. The curse does not work, sadly, because it's such a kick-ass curse. And you continue on in your merry way. But you know that something tried to curse you, and that's not typically something that spiders do. Illendar,
Not cool, bro. Not cool.
something did it. You don't see anything, though.
Unless you asked Otto for a perception check, that's up there. Just let me know.
Oh, is it 22?
Yeah.
Otto hears that noise, and it's coming. So what Otto would tell you is he's looking up. Something up was making that noise. The
What
speaking.
noise is that? Is it
Something was
talking?
speaking. Yeah. Well, basically, what Otto is saying in his doggy way is, or kitty way, is saying, "Look, the voice that I heard came from above us. You know that this was a voice that tried to curse Flashheart."
Okay, I'm going to say heads up, boys. I think it's on the ceiling. Our nemesis.
All right. So next up, Illendar.
All right. I guess Storm will still try and attack the spider in front of her.
Okay. 17 will hit, maybe. 13 will miss. 10 will miss. So one possible hit. I need concealment. No problem. 4 points. Is that minimum damage? Man, I'm not the only one
Yeah.
who rocks tonight. All right, so that is 4 points of damage. And she's fighting the one directly in front of her, correct?
Right, same one.
Okay. So she did she get a bite around him? What about you? You're sort of standing there by the tiefling. Thinking about all the drowy things you could do to him. What?
To be honest, I really can't help in there, so I'm going to I'll tell everybody I'm going to make sure this guy doesn't do anything against us, and I'm going to kind of hang back here. I kind of keep an eye on the stairway, things in case something comes up, and our prisoner.
The drow says he's going to take care of the tiefling while everybody else is busy.
I'd be getting close to
I'll take care of him. And Fletcher
move along. Nothing to see here.
So you live in this building and you didn't know about the giant spiders in the locked room? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, it's like what he told you before. He's never been up here. He came running up here because you guys were attacking everybody, murdering the entire house.
To be honest, it wasn't your fault.
He knew that there were bosses up here, so he thought, but he didn't. All he found was the Minotaur. All right, Lothar. Finally, you're on the steps. You're flying too, I think.
Oh yeah, that's why he's pink.
Actually, it's levitation.
Levitation. Okay, so you levitate your way over there.
So I'm going to move over to here, and then I'm going to cast Protection from Evil on Bardos.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, Bardos, you are protected from evil.
So it's a +2 bonus to AC, +2 on all your saves.
And summoned creatures have a problem with you, correct?
Yeah, again, any spell effect that does possession or exercises mind control, you get a second saving throw on with a +2, and then anything that's an evil summoned creature can't touch you.
Nice.
That's a juicy one. Protection from evil is always one of those sort of. I mean, it's not an unsung spell. Everybody knows about it, but it just has generally just great stuff attached to it. Fletcher, you're up.
Well, I feel really left out of this combat, so I'm going in.
You're going in. All right.
So I assume I'm just going to move 5 feet at a time, and you tell me when I need to roll something.
Roll a perception check.
All right. Oh, sorry, I had that right the first time.
13. Okay. You see what looks to be storm in front of you, but that's all you see. I mean, you don't see anything else. You see Storm's tail sort of lashing back and forth like an angry cat.
Isn't this spider isn't he right up against this spider?
That spider's not on the ground. He's not right up against that spider.
You said it's not on the ground?
It is on the ground. It's prone.
Okay.
Well,
He only rolled a 13.
Gotcha. Okay.
But knowing that Flash Art went here.
I mean, you sort of kind of like saw him go off to the left a little bit. Beyond that, I mean, but you can't. I mean, you could you think you could sort of see Flash Art sort of off to the left. You think it's him.
Remember, Bardo said there's grease on the floor in front of Baru.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't see Baru.
He doesn't see Baru at all.
Don't see Baru at all.
Baru is stealthing with a 29 still.
Yep.
I would be trying to follow Flash Heart.
Okay, you suspect that that's him off to the left, so you would go left.
Yeah.
All right. At this point, Storm sort of passes out of your vision, but you do see Otto much clearly. You can see he's got radiance out. He's fighting something. You can see sort of past him, it's something pretty large that he's fighting. He's, doing all those things that he does when he fights, like, hey, heave to, thou blackguard, that kind of stuff. He's yelling.
Well, then I would try to get past them to get into the fight. Is that possible?
The only way it's possible is if you can pass through a friendly square, which means if you go 1 north and 2
here
east, yeah, you would pass over Otto. You're kind of like circling around Flash Heart. You see Otto there, and you're like, "Oh, sorry, Otto," and then you could get to there.
Okay.
Now here's the problem: you will incur an attack of opportunity because you're passing through Otto Square, which is a threatened square.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have known that, so I would have done it for sure.
Would not have known that. So let's go ahead and roll and see how badly you're bitten. Not badly at all, frankly. With a
Matter of fact, you
2,
probably didn't even. You couldn't even tell.
you might not even notice that he attacked you. So, all right, but you get there. You've got your sword out, I assume. But you see that now this is a immensely, well, not immense. It's a very large, very ugly spider.
Okay, I'm taking a shot then. That ain't gonna hit nothing.
That is not going to hit the spider. A solid miss. And Flashheart backs out of the way. He's like, oh there, Fletcher. Watch thou blade. All right, so that's you. Farina, now you are at the bottom of the order. You've seen Flashheart go in. You've seen Fletcher go in. Otto's in there fighting a bug. You can hear Fletcher and Flashheart sort of bandying back and forth. It's right there. No, I don't see it. You know, that kind of thing.
I'm going to summon a dire rat. That'll happen next round.
A dire rat. Okay. So you are going full into getting a spell. Let me go ahead and find a dire rat for you. Let's see what we can.
I can
Now,
put it.
are dire rats big?
No, they're not.
I think they're small.
They're
Okay.
bigger than a rat, though, right? I mean, they're
Bigger
a
than
lot
a rat.
size.
Yeah, a rat's like tiny. I think the dire rat's probably small.
Okay.
I mean, how big are the spiders? I mean, they're big, but are they like?
They're still technically medium, although they're bigger than a person.
Legs.
Yeah. Be going for the legs.
All right, we will have a dire rat ready for you momentarily. All right, so that's Farina. That's the bottom of that order. So that's round 1 we get through. Anybody have anything before we start round 2?
No.
No? All right, so round 2. Otto. Otto is sort of in between Fletcher and Flashheart. He's the one who basically said something's on the ceiling or up, something's above them, but yet none of you could see anything. This mist fills the entire room. I mean, there's some diffuse light coming in from up above, which sort of lights the room. So it's not pitch dark in here, but I mean, you can't see shit.
Well, so Otto was gonna move over and help Flashheart by flanking, but
like go past Fletcher and then down?
Yeah, I was gonna go 10 foot to the right.
I was going to go where Fletcher was, but now Fletcher's there. So,
But I could go through Fletcher. I'll take an attack of opportunity.
Yep, you will.
But then I'm at least flanking for Flashheart and for Farina, so when she comes in, she'll get a +2. Actually, he's just intimidating. You know what? He's just intimidating. She gets the plus for that anyway, so he'll just stay where he's at. Do a claw bite.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
AC on the spiders is 16.
Well, there's the bite. And, wow, this thing's touchy. Claw. Hey, that's a natural claw.
Ooh, natural. So, all right. So
And that
what have we got
confirms.
here? So 22 claw, 20 on the claw, and then the next roll is to confirm?
It was a bite
Yeah.
was first, and then, I confirmed the claw.
With the
Natural.
21. All right, so all hits, both claws and the bite hit, plus the second claw is a critical. Do you want the chart?
I do want the chart.
All right, 1 second. Of course, I left my chart upstairs, so I will be right back.
Don't suppose anybody has anything to make a mist go away.
Is this exploding dice on this game? Or is it the
I
other
do
one?
not.
Yeah. It is
Mike,
exploding dice.
You got the spell magic or anything, Mike? I don't have anything.
No,
like that.
Dispel Magic's a 3rd level spell. I'm still stuck at 1st level spells.
So for exploding dice, you get to roll twice, right?
No, you get to roll if you roll whatever the max die is, you get to roll again and add that to it.
Oh, if you max out. Okay.
But in case you want to be really honest, you've still got the % miss chance for all 3 of those.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do want to be really honest. So what's half of 3? Is it 1.5?
Right, I'm back.
What's that?
What's half of 3?
1.5. You round down.
Don't you round down? Oh, you run?
So I still have to roll 50% chances to hit, as Mike reminded us.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
The teacher's pet.
Forgot about that.
Yes, right? So as long as I roll under an 80. So claw.
Yep.
Over 20.
Over 20. Yeah.
So,
So-
first claw. Oh, that was the crit claw.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the crit claw didn't make it. Oh, that sucks. All right, so the first claw and the bite both were. Look at that! I don't think I've ever seen an actual one rolled on a D100.
Leave it to me.
Wow.
So
Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage. No crit though.
Percentile dice.
I already did roll damage. It's 6 points.
6 points. Okay.
You got a trip cancer?
On the claw bite. Do I have a trick?
All right, there you go. Sorry
How do you
about
roll a
that.
trick?
That really kind of sucks.
Les?
All right, Spider's turn. So
Hey,
I'm
Les.
trying to think of who that spider attacked.
Les, Jennifer.
Hello, Les.
Well, let's do this. First, this
Les
spider.
Doors.
Yes.
Leslie Ivan Hostetler.
So he is
What?
going to
Les,
be-
can you hear us?
Yes.
So he's going up and move action.
Oh my goodness.
Theoretically,
Les.
Illinois.
Les,
+2. I just need to roll over his combat
Sure.
maneuver.
can you hear us?
Earth to less.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you the whole time, but can you hear us?
You can't hear us.
I couldn't hear you guys at all.
Okay. Please stop
No.
for a sec.
Otto gets a trip
From the bite.
from
Okay.
the bite.
All right. Now this is a spider, so it's going to have some. It's going to have some bonuses.
No. Yes.
Its CMD is 29 versus trip, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh, then there's no way I can do it. Never mind.
No way you can pull it down. Okay.
No, can't do it.
All right.
You can always roll 20.
Huh?
You can always roll 20.
Doesn't matter. Even with a +2, it's a 22.
Yeah, I guess you can't crit on it.
Okay, carry on.
All right. So the southernmost spider takes a move action and puts himself up. Storm gets an attack of opportunity if he wants.
Yeah, I think he might try that.
Okay. And he will hit. 8 when he's right. All right. So that is a hit for 7 points of damage as he reaches in there and gives him a quick bite as he steps up. And the spider then is going to move away using he's going to take try and do a 5-foot step. Now in Greece, that means he has to
Has
make
to
a
make another saving throw to stand up.
Well,
Is it a saving throw every round you're in it?
No, it's if you try to stand up, you hit grease again. If you fail your saving throw, you go back prone.
right, he has to do his reflex save again to do that. So, do you remember? Could you remind me of the DC check?
17.
17. Good Christ. Right. Oh, good. He's out. So he's still on his feet. He's going to take a 5-foot step, and that's going to require a acrobatics check, which he actually has. Well, that's interesting. All right. And he's a really good one, too. So he's going to have to make a DC 10 acrobatics check, which he will automatically do. And he will do a 5-foot step backwards away from the grease.
Is he still partially in it, though?
He's got like a couple of legs in there, but he's mostly out. So he should be. I don't feel like he needs.
From a rule standpoint, he's probably out.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
out. And he did not get any more the movement. He's only 5 foot, so he did not get any attacks of opportunity there. This one is going to the middle guy. Middle spider is going to try and bite. He's going to try and bite Storm. 19.
That misses.
Okay. And then North Spider is going to... He's going to try and bite Otto. 15?
Miss. Miss.
Okay, so my spider's really sucking ass right now, and now it's Bardos' turn.
Oh man, I just got nothing.
Hold that thought.
Hold the thought of nothing.
Ilundar would like
Sorry, I had to
hold
go
a pack of
water
cards
truck.
up to him and say, "Do you want to play a quick game of rummy or something?"
Yeah, I guess. I guess that's fine. I never played cards with a
No,
drow
that,
before.
no, that was to Bardos.
Oh,
Goes to
Bardos.
Bardos.
If we don't get her off the ceiling, I mean, she's just going to keep casting more summons and more.
The tiefling says, no, I'll play.
Yeah, what was that other one we got cornered that took us forever to get past? It was a mage.
The alchemist. It was the alchemist.
Yeah, the one that hid in your skirt.
That was like all night long. chasing that.
I hated
say-
that guy.
What do you say, Bardos? You gonna play cards? Or are you gonna get them?
And man, I just got nothing left to do. I got nothing left.
Yeah, it's kind of the boat I'm in.
I guess I'm gonna send Baru around smelling. He's gonna try to figure out what's going on in the ceiling, I guess.
So here's kind of the problem. Baru has scent. I'm assuming
Yes.
as a skill. Here's the thing: scent only works when something is within 5 feet. The ceiling is probably 12 to 15 feet high. It's a domed cupola. Now there are windows around the edge of it that let light in, which is sort of diffused by the mist. But somebody on the ceiling is not going to be within the 5 feet that it would take for Baru to sort of pinpoint them.
We don't know if she's invisible or not because the mist could just be the only
The
thing.
mist
hiding her.
is obscuring everything. Although, if she's using regular invisibility, you can surmise that she's probably not invisible now because she did try to curse Flashheart.
Right.
But we don't know that.
Yeah, no, you would not
Really
know that.
wouldn't know that.
Baru can tell you that there is somebody up there. They can detect it. It's just not scent can be used to detect something like that. They just can't. He can't pinpoint her. But he's like, there's definitely something up there.
You need to start a fire down here and burn her out.
I don't even have, yeah, I got nothing left. I've cast everything I can.
Time to draw a dagger and run in there and start fighting some spiders.
Move along.
I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. I'm going to go to the door, peek around so I can keep an eye on what's going on, and then
Okay.
that's all I got.
All right. Just. Sorry.
I vote for a little lay down. Why don't we all just take a little lay down?
Little nap time.
Come on, this is your guys are close to the job. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's Bardos Flashheart. What do you do? You're up next.
Okay, so this fighter's still in front of me. I think I would continue to engage the spider.
Okay.
Start with. I mean, I know somebody just tried to curse me, and I will now, as a free action, say, I believe there's some sort of witcher spellcaster in here trying to cast their foul magics against my holy vestments or whatever the frick.
Your vestments.
Yeah, that wasn't the right word. But,
But it's classic Flashheart. You know, Flashheart's always bumbling on about something. He's like the Cosray of paladins.
all right, so I am going to take a slash at Mr. Spider since my strength was not in any way
Affected.
affected. 3, 4, 19.
19 will hit.
So, let's do the damage then.
Percentile.
Wait.
Oh, yeah,
Percentile.
percentile.
Yeah.
Sorry. I keep
Sorry, I was
forgetting.
about to roll. Ooh.
Ooh, close. But yes, you hit.
Very
So
good.
go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Give yourself up now, foul one.
Get 6 points
6
of
points.
damage from Radiance. Alas, Radiance will slay again. 6 points. That's a solid hit too. It hisses at you as you saw off like one of its legs, and you're like, have two, you foul beast. Just various kind of psychotic imagery.
Yes.
All right, Flashheart, as you're watching all this, you see from up above a sort of black ray come shooting down, corkscrewing at you as it tries to hit you.
Try to hit me or somebody else?
It tries to hit Flashheart.
All right, I try to bring my shield up in time.
Black Ray of
Deflect!
Flesh Party.
Yeah, if it's Black Ray of Flesh Party,
No.
you're in serious trouble at 3rd level.
Yeah, that'll be way too tough. But
We're fighting the fog. Now we know what he's doing for the part-time job.
now we know what he's doing. All right, so that's +5. So this is a ranged attack, ranged touch attack. So it goes against your touch AC.
right.
Does that get to 50% concealment?
No, it does not.
My touch.
Oh, potential crit. 21.
No.
Against my AC or my
Is that-
touchy?
Not Flashheart. Fletcher.
Oh, I thought you said Flashheart. Okay.
Oh, that totally hits Fletcher.
Oh yeah. All right. So 21. Critted the spell.
Now you only have 1 limb.
So this is a spell called Soul Siphon. You are not gonna like it. Excruciating. Normal damage. And target is sickened for 1d6 rounds. Let's go ahead and roll that. 3 rounds. You are sickened. But Soul Siphon, you will be horrified to find out, is. Soul Siphon. As a ranged touch attack, you unleash a ray that causes the target to gain 1 negative level. This negative level lasts for a number of minutes equal to your charisma modifier.
That
You,
is evil.
okay. So you
Basically,
lose
the
a
rest of this
level.
combat, I'm a level down.
You're a level down, yeah, for the rest of this combat, unless somebody can help you out. All right.
Take a
And you
non-slumber attack.
are now sickened for 3 rounds. So let's just look at that. Sickened is a good one, too. Hold on. Sickened. -2 penalty on attack rolls, weapon damage, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. As the feeling of your life force being sucked out of you just makes you so horrified and repugnified. I mean, it's everything you could do to keep on your feet.
Yay.
That was a good one. Ilindar. And I don't think any of you know this happened. Actually, Flashheart, give me a perception check.
Probably not.
No, you wouldn't have seen it.
The giant spider.
All right, Ilindar, you're up. You and Storm.
Okay. Storm's going to do a full attack on the spider in front of it.
The middle spider?
Yep.
Okie dokie. 18 will hit, 25 will hit, 14 will miss. So bite and a claw, but you need to roll the thingamaboos. Oh, yeah, no problem. So go ahead and give me the damage.
Already there.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so -12. Ooh, that's going to hurt him bad. These spiders are starting to look a little worse for wear as they tangle with the bulk of the military prowess of the party. Excellent work. What about you, Ilindar? You're standing there next to Lothar, kind of wondering what to do. Bardos is sort of
I'm
peeking out
probably
the window.
shuffling. I'm probably shuffling by this point.
You ever played Drow poker?
As I pull out a dagger.
He pulls out a poisoned hand crossbow. All right, so you, Ilindar, you are not in yourself going to do anything.
I really can't. Yeah, there's not much I can do here. So
All right, so you're just going to punch the tiefling, the helpless.
if no one's looking,
All
I've
right.
got Lothar right next to me. He might be looking.
Oh yeah, you could throw elbows at this guy all day. Nobody will care. Well, Lothar might care, but I don't know that he'll stop you. Lothar's up. So you see Lothar. You see Ilindar sort of like backhand the tiefling prisoner just for fun. And you see Bardos sort of move towards the door. You hear a lot of like ruckus going on in that room, but you can't see squat in that mist.
Lothar doesn't see anything that Ilindar's doing because he's going for a wand and casting Bless.
Bless, okay.
So everybody in our party +1 attack, +1 saves.
That is okay. So +1 attack, +1 saves for everybody.
For everybody?
Yep.
Nice.
30-foot radius, right?
Thank you.
50-foot radius burst, so it's all over. It's everybody in the party.
Yeah, it'll get everybody easily. Nice. Okay, Bless. So Lothar, you gonna move at all, or?
No.
Okay, you just gonna run through the door, waving that wand around.
Yeah, that's exactly not what I'm going to do.
I think. Okay. Well, let me know if you change your mind. I think it's a cool idea. Fletcher, down a level, sickened.
Not
Level. You have nobody else knows. You're just dying over there, and Otto's like, you smell funny.
Well, I see the spider. I see flash art, so I would do a 5-foot step
Okay.
to here.
Okay. So getting the flank. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then attack the spider.
All right. Give me a perception check after you get done attacking. We'll do that first.
Okay.
All right. So 19. Did you take into account the sickened? You get -2.
Yep, I got -2 and then -1 for being down a level, but +1 for the bless and +2 for flanking.
All right. Well, that's going to be a hit with that
Nice.
big sword. You fought through all of the horrifying things that you've just experienced literally 6 seconds ago and went ahead and chopped a spider anyway.
But I didn't get through the...
Oh, but you missed because of concealment. Oh, that's brutal. All right. So give me a perception check. Wow, 27. Okay, you find yourself as you swing your sword. You look to your left, and you see something very strange. Let me describe it to
A huge red ruby.
ATM, ATM.
you. You're standing. You find yourself standing next to a low stone pedestal, sort of in the middle of the floor. On top of it is an iron barbed cage, a cage with like hooks coming off of it. Within the cage sits a chunk of glowing red stone.
Is that the same kind of cage we saw downstairs?
No, this is totally different.
Okay, glowing redstone. Cool.
But the cage completely surrounds the stone. The stone sits on the bottom of the cage, but it's like an iron cage, but it has barbs sticking out of it. So like it would be hard for you to grab the cage and like move it off the pedestal because it's got all these like points sticking off of it. But yeah, I mean, inside that cage is a piece about the size of a bowling ball of glowing red stone.
I found the stone.
I was kind of hoping it'd be like a drag queen cave troll named Ruby or something.
All right, Farina, you hear from inside? I found the stone. By a
He
weird,
sounds very feeble and weak.
yeah, very weak and sick sounded in Fletcher.
Okay. Does anybody else hear that out here? I'll share that with Lothar and Ilindar.
Yeah, I think everybody would probably hear it.
Okay.
So what do you do, Farina?
Oh, it's my turn. I'm
Yep.
sorry. I thought I was just hearing. Well, my
Random arrow
dire,
into the mist?
the dire rat should be popping up. at
Oh, that's
some
right.
point here.
Okay, here we go.
Can I give my scale to somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Can I?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, do you not like it?
Not permanently, like a loan.
No, just to let someone else let it
benefit
go.
from the.
Oh yeah, I don't think there would be a problem. It takes a minute to sort of get used to the person, so it would take like a round for them to for the scale to like acclimatize themselves to the individual.
You can only have one scale per, though.
We can only have one scale per person, right? So they would have to forfeit their scale.
All right.
How many hit points on
You
the
can
rat?
just trade temporarily.
I could what temporarily? 5.
Trade.
Right. All right.
How many hit points on the dire rat?
5.
5?
Boom.
Okay. All right. And give it control by Bartos Farina. Save changes. Here we go.
Okay, so
I'm
that
just gonna-
pops.
I'm
That
just gonna put
pops
it,
up.
yeah, I'm just going to put it right next to you, but you can put it wherever you want.
So would that be a flanking position right here? No.
For Storm?
Yeah, Flash
A storm underneath Flashheart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. As long as the rat was not like doing like Baru was doing and like stealthing around, if it was fighting, then yes.
Okay, and then he has a chance to attack now, right?
He does.
I guess he'll go for the big old thick spider leg.
He's gonna just sort of like gnaw on it.
Oh, and
He will not gnaw on it. Oh, did you get the +2 for flanking?
he did
13.
13.
Still won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a miss.
Right. Okay. Otto, on the other hand, is there, and is he flanking with?
He does. It's not his turn yet because you guys split.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I apologize. Okay.
Well, if
so
you're
then-
done, he comes
No.
right, he comes next. So
Right. I thought so. And then Freena's actually going to just, she's going to shake her head because she knows that we're in dire straits and this could go on and on. And then she's going to get out her scale and she's going to switch to the machete,
okay.
her longbow away. And then I guess because I don't know where she is, I'll come right inside the door.
Okay, so you are floating. How high up in the air are you on your cloud?
I'm going to float with my back against the wall above the door all the way to the top.
All the way to the ceiling. So you are like high up in the air.
I'm high up in the air. Now, can I stealth as I float? Can I float quietly? Is that possible?
Yeah, still.
I do have stealth. But I don't know if it,
I don't see why not. We kind of all got stealth in here with this obscuring mist.
Yeah, just put your hand in front of your face. Nobody will see.
Okay, I put my hand in front of my face.
Okay, I'm marking you with 9. That shows you're like 9 to 10 feet up.
Okay, machete out, stealthing up the wall above the door.
All right, so your 22 is your stealth roll.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Let me check something. I got to do an opposed check on that stealth with a perception check. Ooh, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So your stealth roll was 22. My perception roll is okay. So far as you know, you don't think you're being seen. But it's hard to because you're still surrounded by all this mist.
And then Otto is in a flanking position, right?
Otto is
Yeah.
indeed in a flanking position, yes.
And he gets a +1 from the bless.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he does.
So that would be 18, 17, and 15. Bite, claw.
18, 17, 15. So AC is 16. So 18, the first
11.
one and the second one would hit, not the third one. So is that 2 claws?
That's a bite and a claw. I usually do bite first and then claw.
Bite and a claw, but you do also need to roll the D100s. No problem, no problem. All right, so those are both hits. We might have a first.
So that would be 5 plus 2 is 7 points.
7 points of damage. He's Otto claws and bites at the creature, rips off one of its things, and he begins to feel it sort of disintegrate in his mouth. This leg that he ripped off of the spider as the spider slowly vaporizes.
Vaporizes and summon.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wish somebody had a. Well, we're not high enough to have a counter summon or dismiss summoning, right?
Or dispel magic, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I don't think you guys
I thought it'd
are
be a
high
dismiss
enough level.
summoning.
Third level spell.
Is it third level spell?
Yep.
All right. So that was Otto. South Spider is going to move around this way and attack Fletcher. Because, yeah, he is. Fletcher's vulnerable and weak. But not quite so weak that an 8 would hit him. So we're there. And then this other one is going to try and continue to bite Storm. And he's going to continue to miss. I don't think my spiders have bitten a single person in this battle.
They have not.
They have not.
That is so cool.
No,
But
it's
they-
not
but-
cool. It
but they went
sucks. It
first.
sucks ass.
Well,
They
they're
went
like,
first, though.
Bardos. And then Flashheart.
Bardos is up. Let's see. What is Bardos gonna do? Okay, so does Brew know where this thing is, Les?
just stop, he said.
Which thing? So the ceiling person?
Yes.
Just all Baru knows is somewhere up on the ceiling over there. And he's sort of pointing in this direction, sort of like over here.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay.
I got one spell that I can use that I'm gonna try.
Okay.
And it's color spray. So that is a cone.
Color spray. How let me get that. Let me look at that. What it's a how big of a cone? 30 foot?
15-foot range, cone-shaped burst. Will negate.
15 feet. All right.
That's just the range of where I can put the beginning of the cone, which I'm going to place it basically right in front of Baru, but on the ceiling.
So show me where, like, just indicate to me on the thing where on the ceiling you're throwing this
So-
thing. So you're going straight up from Baru?
Yeah, straight up from Baru, at the ceiling, but maybe 4 or 5 foot down, 5 foot down, and then as a cone in the direction that he indicated.
All right. So the cone would spread out to, and I'm thinking it would spread out to about what? To about. Sorry.
This is high on
So
the
to
spell.
like once it hits the ceiling, it would spread out to about here. You think?
Yeah, roughly. Yep.
About there?
10 foot, that's only 10 foot.
Yeah, but he's shooting up. I mean, the cone is going up rather than
No,
across.
he said he was going to start the cone 4 foot below the ceiling.
Oh, he's starting it upward and shooting it
Out.
across?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I get you now. All right. So, and that's a will save, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, will negates, and then after that, it depends on their hit die, whether it affects them or how it affects them.
Yep. All right. Hold on. Okay.
And let's see, I gotta mark this off.
Do you know what the DC is?
Hang on, that's a scroll. Let me find it.
I'm kind of liking this hat thing. Keeps my dome warm. Solid looking. Kind of Columbo-esque here. I like it.
Scroll cast at 3rd level. Let's see here. Like that.
You don't give it a thing that's a fear effect, right?
No, I never do fear effects because I know you're immune to them.
Say again. I'm
Well,
sorry.
Right, Bob.
Unless if you cast color spray as a 3rd, it's a 1st level spell.
So for the DC, it's the 1 from the spell level.
Yeah,
Okay,
spell levels from the wand. The
it would
maker
be
of the wand.
15 then.
DC 15. All right, here we go. Ooh, made it. All right, you just fly up there, and this colors just shoot out everywhere, up and above. And Otto and Flashheart and Fletcher, you see all this kind of like, and Farina too. You see all this, the upper reaches of the room sort of just light up with all these like colors and stuff. But beyond that, you don't see anything else happen.
Does it show me where
It was cool though. Huh?
does it show me where she's at?
It's not necessarily an illuminative force. The obscuring mist is still there. I mean, it's just like this, and then it's gone. But yeah, no, you didn't. You know what? Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Let us see what your elven eyes see. Everybody else is fighting, so they would not even notice. But
My elven eyes detect absolutely everything.
wow, 27. All right, I'm gonna send you a message so nobody else can see it. Right? Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can send it to Bardos Gordo, and you'll see it.
Yep.
Okay.
I won't let Gordon see it.
I'm too busy eating this cookie ice cream thing that Jennifer made.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I'd pay $1 for that. The freezer's not freezing very well.
Okay.
Didn't show up yet. During
It's because I haven't. It's because I haven't sent it yet. Hold on. All right. I am sending it.
Hey, Mike, I shot you a note too.
Yep.
All right. Jennifer, you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make sense?
Yeah, when you cast Obscuring Mist, do you obscure your own vision or just everybody else's?
Everybody else's. Now, stealth still applies,
Mm-hmm.
but obscuring mist does not affect the caster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Cool. So that was Bardos. Flashheart, you're up. Dan, I have to point out that you look exactly like that Monty Python skit where they're fighting and the tigers keep eating their arms off, and it's like
Yeah.
the British guys in Africa. Fantastic. Love that hat.
All right. So, I think I don't see a reason to move away from fighting spiders. So I'm gonna attack. Sorry, I'm trying to hit the spider on your page on roll 20. Okay, here. I'm gonna hit this one right here.
All right, the one that's been fighting and missing Storm the whole time.
Yes,
Got it.
I feel that that's the level of opponent I can take on.
Right.
The fighting and missing one.
Yep. Well, they've all been fighting and missing. These spiders suck. These are the worst. Apparently, these are the worst summoned spiders ever. So, 13's gonna miss. But wait, did you include?
I didn't include the bonus. Yeah.
All right, so you got bless.
Yep.
You don't have flank.
I could have taken flank though, couldn't I have? I could have gone here.
That would not be a flank.
Okay.
No.
Flank with Fletcher, doesn't he, from where he was? Or you were there?
Actually, Fletcher unknowingly set up a flank for a Storm.
Yeah, but he's unknowing. He's fighting the other spider that's come around the back, which you guys don't even see. So none of you can see Fletcher at this point.
Did I hit the spider or no?
With a 14?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's a AC 16 on the spider, so you miss. Okay. Radiance is a fickle woman. Sharp, glowy, and yet is often liable to turn aside, and if it feels that the strike is not worthy of itself.
Yeah, biting into a bug is right at the top of the list, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was I sort of lost my train of thought in the middle.
Right along with stirring my coffee.
All right, so that being the case, I'm gonna need another will save from you, Flashheart. You feel that same sense of malevolence wash over you as it demands another will save. And I believe your will save is at +7.
It is +7, but isn't Bless add 1?
2 saves? Yes,
I think it's
yeah,
only saves versus fear.
This is not a fear. It's
Yeah, I'm immune to fear, so.
You're trying to get. She's trying to curse you again.
All
It's
right,
trying to
+7.
curse you again. I should say.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm taking it personally. What's up, lady?
She's,
Do we date
it
before I went to the church?
sees you as a problem.
Well,
Oh man, second
What's up?
curse goes awry. She probably thinks you're uncursable at this point.
Yeah.
I was like, perhaps you want to come down here and speak to me about your feeble.
Farina.
About your language.
Oh, you wouldn't see it. Okay. Actually, you know what, Jennifer? Give me a perception check from Otto, and Fletcher, give me a perception check.
Back in a minute, guys.
All right, cool. Okay. Ooh, is that Otto? 23.
Yep.
So I'm going to send you another message.
I didn't really like the first one.
Sorry,
Okay.
I apologize for my typos.
What's the rate of speed on this scale? Didn't we ascertain it was slower or something when you're floating? Or I don't get my full movement, do I?
Yeah, you have to kind of
half
claw
movement.
your way around. Go ahead, Mike.
Half?
Half, yeah.
Okay, is it my turn?
No, actually, it is Ilandar's turn. Ilandar and Storm.
Okay.
Storm is anxious to again bite this horrifyingly disgusting.
Probably not as much.
You know, I mean, he's gonna get back to Defender's Heart, and he's gonna be like, Storm's gonna be raiding the entire battery's Listerine department.
Pretty much, yeah.
I need a mint. All right, 23 will hit, 25 will hit, 27 potential crit. Go ahead and roll to confirm the crit. 15 will not.
Actually,
confirm.
that's without the bless, so it's actually 16.
Oh, son of a bitch! That will be a crit.
It doesn't.
It's not going to matter. It only has a few hit points.
Hang on, I could roll below 20 like 3 times in a row.
Let's see. Yeah, that's a good point.
There's one.
Oh, first one, second one's good, third one's good. So the crit's good. So at minimum 14 points plus a crit. This creature only has 4 hit points left. So, Storm turns into a wild whirlwind of claws and teeth and just rips into this thing, knocking its legs out, ripping a piece of its mandible out, and it just kind of fades. There comes a point where it just fades away. All right, Ilandar, what do? You gonna backhand the guy again?
I'm probably explaining the rules to the card game to whoever's listening. So
Lothar's like, look, I don't play poker with drows. It's just not what I do. I learned that from my father. All right, so you're not gonna move or anything, Ilandar?
Nope, still looking at the stairs and keep an eye on our prisoner.
Lothar. So Ilandar keeps trying to convince you to play this weird Menzo Baranzan Hold'em, something like that. You don't know what that kind of card game is, but he's doing all this kind of like weird ass kind of like card tricks and flipping them around. And you're just like, fuck, dude, we're in the middle of a battle. It's your turn. He wants to deal you a hand. He's asking you how much money you have. Like on you. Perfect. He just moves away. It's like, hey, you want to play poker? Off he goes. Beautiful. All right, so you move over to there. Chuck, is Lothar going to do anything specific, or just move to near the door? Chuck?
And we're not hearing you if you're talking.
Yeah, Chuck, are you muted?
Not hear me?
Ah, hear you now.
Yeah, I'm just going to move to the door.
Okay, you just not going to do anything else?
No.
All right, Fletcher.
For what it's worth, I'm going to try to hit that spider on me.
All right, you're still sickened, so -2, but you're still blessed.
So,
But you're not
yeah.
flanking.
But I stuck it rolling. So
No,
then I'm going to take a 5-foot step away.
Okay. Watch out for the rat! You're like, we got two rats, a cat, and some sort of weird ass dragon in here. It's like freaking zoo. All right, and then Farina, you are up. Now you are floating near the surface or near the ceiling on your cloud of silver dragon scale. You could see sort of storm below you. You can see Flashheart off to the side. Otto, is off to the left. You can't really see him very well. What are you doing there?
Does a 17 hit the spider for the rat?
17 actually will. So the rat bites the spider?
And it's 1d4 plus disease. I'm not sure.
Just roll a d4 by hitting basic rolls.
Plus disease. Okay.
Whoa. Minimum damage. But
Minimum
maybe,
damage.
Not that it matters. It's a summoned creature. I guess really doesn't matter at all.
It's nothing it's going to take effect.
I don't know if it's immune to disease.
No, I'm in the ceiling. I didn't want to read.
I don't think it is immune to disease. It says it's immune to mind-affecting effects. Is the disease affect its mind? Is it like syphilis?
Yes. They like this syphilis. Fast-acting syphilis.
He's got the fast-acting syphilis. The FAS. It's the worst. All right, so minimum damage, 1 point.
1 point.
1 point of bite damage. All right.
Gosh.
Gotcha. All right. All right. And Farina, you are moving around the edge of the southern edge of the thing. Give me a perception.
I cut right across because of what the information that Otto gave me.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh, 21. You find yourself face to face with a creature that hisses at you. Let me describe her. She is a humanoid, obviously some sort of, well, you suspect tiefling. The first thing you think of is tiefling. She's wearing armor made out of some sort of like bone-like structure, or actual bones maybe, and she's carrying a large, finely crafted scythe. She hisses at you, and
I swing at her.
All right. What do you with the machete?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready or scimitar?
Machete.
One.
Oh, scimitar. I'm sorry, scimitar.
It's a scimitar. Okay. And you rolled which is 23? That will hit. Go ahead and roll. Well, we're still in the mist, so go ahead and roll the concealment. You need to do better than a 20.
Oh, even though I've already figured out where she's at.
Yeah, I mean it's everywhere.
But I'm face to face with her. You said.
Mm-hmm. But the obscuring mist still works within 5 feet.
Just not as well.
Okay. You managed to you got past the mist, so you got past the concealment. Go ahead and roll damage.
Fight like a real woman. Max damage.
Nice.
Shut up. Max damage? All right. You're not going to like this. That's what max damage looks like.
I can't see anything. Oh, never mind, because I'm under there.
That's part of the problem.
That's part of the problem, yeah.
I see.
Okay. So that's
She's
8
not-
points. 8
And
points
I'm
of damage.
gonna call down to everybody. She's in the corner here. Is she moving away from me? Like, can I tell?
No. She wants a piece of you now.
I've got her in the corner. Everybody jump.
I've got her surrounded.
Jump
Everybody jump. All right. So
through
that's
stuff.
Farida. All right. We go into round 4.
Wait, Otto didn't get his shot.
It's Otto's turn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay. So Otto, yeah, you and Otto are separated now.
Otto's just going to come over here and go after this one.
Okay.
Oh, painfully slowly. Sorry. So
Nope.
that's this.
That's a miss. That one's hanging tight.
Natural, and it's confirmed with a 17 because
That's confirmed with the AC 16. That's a confirmed crit.
Okay, and then here's the last claw, 19.
That will hit. All right. So I need concealments on the crit and the last claw. So it's 2 claws, 1 a crit, 1 regular. I need the D100s. Both hit. So you do get a crit. You want the chart or you want the damage?
Oh, where are we at for this spider creature? Oh, we got a long way to go. I'll take the chart.
The chart. So would a claw be considered slashing damage?
A claw. I think so. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's going to be on your.
Hang on. Gordon took the controller. Hang on. The standard damage on that is 4 points total for both of those.
Okay.
It didn't really say.
Yeah,
I think
it's just.
slashing on.
I would think it would be a slashing too. What would the other options be?
Yeah. Well, piercing and bludgeoning.
Yeah, that's
Piercing.
All right. So you're gonna love this. Leg swipe. Double damage and target is not prone.
Cool. Okay, so that's 8 points then? No, that's just double damage on that, so 6.
6 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. 6 points. Okay. The target is prone though. You knocked over a giant spider. That's something to write. That's something that he would definitely tell at the cat tavern later.
The cat
Cat Tavern.
Cat tavern. Yeah, he's gonna tell that story to his good time buddies. All right, so that's Otto. Spider is you can't do anything there, so he is going to deprone himself, which is going to provoke attack of opportunities from both Otto and the rat. So go ahead and roll those.
Rat. That's a 6. No, rat doesn't have blood. So that's a miss.
That's a miss.
Fight. Miss.
Okay. Wait, no, you don't get it's just 1 attack for attack.
Sorry, that's all. Okay, that's
All
right.
right, and the spider is going to try and bite Otto.
Miss. Ooh. Yes.
Crit fail.
12. Is that a fumble?
Yes, it is a fumble.
Mother. I get critted and then I fumble. It's just rude. It's just rude.
You still haven't bit anybody, have you?
No. Stop hitting yourself. The attack deals damage to you instead of the target, it says. So
Nice.
that's fantastic. Hold on. Let me check what this does. So the bite is D6 plus 2. Can't believe he
You can't
bit.
hear that.
And Max damages himself.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
This is worse than missing all the time. So first of all, not one of my spiders has bitten anybody, except for, in this case, himself, which he manages to do max damage to. These are the worst summoned creatures I've ever summoned. I stand shocked. Bardos.
Bardos is going to go into the room.
Okay.
Let's see, how long does grease last? Let's see here.
apparently 40 years.
1 minute per level.
A minute per level. Okay, I guess I'm going to dispel the grease,
Okay.
and I can do that with a scroll still, right?
You have another scroll of grease?
No, I'm just saying if
No,
I
you're the
can
one. Yeah, you're the one that cast it.
from a scroll, you can still dispel it from a.
Oh, yeah.
If you
You
scroll,
can
you
dismiss
dispel
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can dismiss it. Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
Okay, so you're just like, grease be gone in the name of dawn. And it disappears.
That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to send Baru over by me here.
Okay. Flash art.
He was on the wall.
Fletcher seems a little worse for wear. He looks a little pale or green around the gills. You're not sure why.
Muted, Matt.
Oh, yeah, you're muted, dude.
Or you're asleep.
He had to, like, run away for a bit. Like he had to walk away. So, all right, we'll skip him. All right, my turn. Farina.
Nice.
That bone woman is going to take a 5-foot step backwards.
I'm back.
Ah,
Oh,
Flash
okay,
Art, you're
okay.
up. Just in time.
Somebody better be ready to catch me.
All right, there's one spider left, and we haven't identified Lady on the Ceiling yet.
You haven't seen Lady on the Ceiling yet. Only Farina has seen Lady on the Ceiling.
But Farina did tell you she's there.
All right. Do I have a except running over the top of the ruby? Do I have a clear shot at this spider?
No, you don't actually.
Well, then I will assist Farina.
Well, you can't. I mean, you can't see anybody. I mean, she said that she's up here, but I mean, what do you want to do?
Well, let's see.
Farina's 15 feet in the air.
Oh, spider climbing. Oh, that's right. I forgot she got her magic cloud. So I can walk around this way then, because Farina's not there, and this person's not there, right? Or sorry, on the wrong page again.
Right. No, you're exactly right. You don't see either Farina or the
But
other. You can walk
I-
under. Basically, you'd be walking underneath them. Yeah.
Yeah, I fear no evil.
Oh, yes.
All right. Here's this.
Does he end
Plus
up
one.
getting a heck of opportunity from the spider?
Yes, he does, because he's passing through this square.
Which square?
That one right there. That's a threatened
All right.
square.
Fine, bring it on, spider.
Yeah. Go ahead and let him take it. He's not going to hit anything.
That's true.
Oh, don't taunt the
My
game.
God, I'm 0 for like 12.
What are you rolling? 1d6?
Well, that might have something to do with it.
No.
Yeah.
How long have I been rolling 1d6s? Oh, there's the bite. 21 will hit, yes?
No. Let me double check.
With the shield.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my armor class.
Isn't that better with less, too?
Is it 21 or 22? My AC is 21. What about the bless? Does that help?
Let's help AC.
No.
I don't think so.
No, it's for saves and for hits, right?
All right. No, my AC is 21.
Ha! But I have to do the obscuring mist. So hold on a second. I still have to beat a.
Roll a d6.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead, roll a d20. Even better.
Oh, all right.
Oops. Wait a second. I added a bonus there. Sorry. All right, 48. That's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? Ooh, max damage. 8 points to Flash Art. Also, are you immune to poison?
I think I am immune to poison, but let me double check. I know I'm immune to fear. Let's see. Daredevil. Immune to all diseases, including supernatural, mummy rot, but it doesn't say poison. It says diseases.
Oh, well, I'm going to need a fortitude save.
I'm sure at some point I'll be immune to all diseases, but today is not that day.
Today is not that day.
A fort save? Okay.
Fort save, please.
Is this the bless adds to this, right?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
DC
All right.
is 14 on this poison.
Go. Ouchie.
Oh, that's terrible. All right,
Well,
so
she doesn't sound that broken up by it.
Let me take my damage now because I haven't taken my damage yet.
It's 1d2 con damage. 1 point of con damage. So you lose constitution. As the poison courses through your body, and you're like, spider poison! Oh, this is going to make me hurl.
14.
All right. Farina.
Now you get to strike, though.
Farina's the
All right, no, I get to attack now.
He gets to attack. That was all for his attack.
Oh, no, that's over. Sorry.
No, me attack. He does attack of opportunity now. It's my attack.
All right, fine, I guess.
Kill him.
That's it. Come on.
Nah, 16, right?
16 is a hit.
No, but I rolled a 14.
14.
Is that
Oh,
what
okay.
DC was 16.
The blast that
with the
time?
flank?
And flanking?
I have
you're
flanking?
flanking a dire rat. He is attacking the spider, so it's.
Well, what's my flank bonus then?
It's
Two.
+2.
Which
No,
gives
I
it-
hit.
That's a hit. All right, Radiance, do your thing.
Let's see. Let's see. So
Remember,
it's,
this is a creature that just hit itself. So
and I'm sorry to remind me one more time. Blessed, does that impact damage or no? It does not.
no,
Right?
it does not. You roll a d20.
D20. What weapon?
What kind of weapon are you using?
Yeah. I tore off one of its legs and I'm beating it with it.
Still not a d20.
And I
but-
also think I gave myself one too many on a bonus. I think it's +4, not 5. So well, there you go. There you go.
11 points. Radiance cuts through the creature, sawing through chitin and goo inside and golden light sort of flashing through it, and it disappears.
And it bit through me. Do I feel better now? Does its poison go with it?
No, the poison stays. No, you don't feel better. That poison sticks with you.
Boo.
That's
All
just
right.
not fair.
Medic.
Medic. All right. Is it my turn now?
I'll turn to Farina. So, where was this witch anyway?
You don't see Farina.
Over your head.
She's right there. Farina, that she takes the creature takes a 5-foot step back and swings hard at you with that scythe. And misses.
She misses.
Probably ka-ting as the blade goes off of the stone of the wall, and she snarls at you, and you can see her scuttling backwards. Ilindar.
Okay, so this round, it would be Storm coming over towards the voice to try and find this woman,
Okay.
and probably hearing something above would probably try and jump to see if she can get to anything, which I'm sure she can't.
Okay. How high can Storm jump?
She'd be trying to jump to attack. So I would say since she's probably about, when she's down on all fours, probably 4 foot. Probably when she stands up, probably about 6 or 7.
Okay.
So my guess is she probably can't reach.
Just a side here. Wasn't Farina able to carry people up with her on her little magic cloud?
That's a great question, and one that I am completely unsure of. Hold on a second.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I think you did.
How high can anybody jump in this game? I mean, is there an equation for that, Mike?
No,
There
it's a
isn't.
DM call.
Oh no, I think you're wrong. I think there is an equation. It's a DC. But let me double
Well,
check.
it's a jump check, but you're trying to attack, so
Yeah, that's going to
you're
be
not
different.
really.
You probably need reach weapons.
I would guess Storm in her current state could probably only attack something about maybe 7 foot high.
Yeah, and this is maybe easily like 12 or 15.
Well, that's the top of the ceiling, right?
That's where it is.
But if there's someone standing there,
Wouldn't their feet be a little lower?
Well, no, I mean they're sort of hanging from the ceiling. All fours.
Oh.
Kind of thing. Well, kind of. I mean, sort of like.
Okay.
She's using spider climb.
right.
Yeah, she's not like
So,
hanging
so
down.
she's not hanging there. So I'd say Storm can't. So Storm would probably tell Ilendar that I can't reach her.
So actually, let me have a perception check from Storm.
While you're doing that, I'm pretty sure you said when
Holy
you
crap.
did Dragon Scale, it was her +3, but I'm not positive.
It is not. The pillar is 5 feet in diameter and provides concealment. Nobody can fit on that set. It's just Farina only.
Okay, I must be completely misremembering.
Yep. Natural 20 on perception checks. Storm sees this creature, this woman, sort of on the ceiling. Storm realizes immediately that she can't reach. He can't reach her. Storm's a he, right?
She
She can't reach this creature up on the ceiling, but she briefly sees her and then drops back down.
Okay, so she'd tell me that. So then for my turn, I'd come over here. Feel my way to her, and then that's still only 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, that's less than my movement.
Okay.
So then as my final thing, I would cast Enlarge on her.
On Storm.
So now she's a big dragon.
Yay.
Well, I don't like this one bit.
But that's both of their turns, is to just try and figure this out this round.
Okay. Now this whole room is filled with obscuring mist still. So there's all the perception checks and stuff that goes around. Okay, great.
But now her head's probably only a few feet from the ceiling.
Right. So if she's standing on her hind legs, she's probably 10 or 11 feet tall. Yeah. So that would put her in range.
But we're done for the round.
Lothar, what are you doing?
Go up to the doorway so that I can see inside.
Okay.
I can't see anything. And then I'm also going to keep an eye on this putz in the closet.
Everybody keeps running in there, but you can't see them where you are. You can only see them if you're like within 5 feet of them, and you're not within 5 feet of anybody. I mean, you might. You know what? Give me a perception check. Maybe you can see Ilendar.
Nope.
Nah, you can't see him. Not with a 9. It's just all you can see as you look in is this swirling white mist that seems to fill the room. You can hear people talking and yelling and that kind of stuff, but beyond that, I mean, you can't. I mean, you know that Ilendar's over there because you hear him talking. You might hear Farina going, "She's up here, off to the right. You hear Flashheart, sort of making his crazy pronouncements, sort of over in that direction, but you don't see anybody. So you're going to do anything else but just that 5-foot step?
Nope, that's it.
Just blocking the door. Okay. Fletcher. Otto's right in front of you. You know that the stone is over there, but you can't see it now. Something large is directly south of you. You should probably attack that.
It is kind of scary.
And this is your third round of being sickened, so you'll be better. You will not have the sickened condition after that. You still have lost a level, though.
Yeah, well, before you said all that, my thought was going to be to step here and take a closer look at around the stone and see if I can get it out.
So you want to try and get the stone out of the cage.
Or break the cage, yeah.
Well, the cage, so give me a perception check as you look at it.
Okay.
The stone is glowing, and so it's kind of glowing. 20.
How about a
Nat 20. How about that? All right. So you look at it. Basically, you recognize it's. You don't recognize it, but it's a stone about the size of a bowling ball. It looks like a piece of something that was larger. In this case, it's trapped in this iron cage. Now, the cage itself doesn't look like hugely strong, but it is the holes in it are very small. So I mean, it's like maybe an inch to an inch and a half the holes, and you wouldn't be able to put your hand in there. The other thing is, as you notice with your natural 20 perception check, is that it's covered in these little barbs that stick out, and there's stuff on the barbs.
Do I see a door or anything that could be opened?
No, you do not. It seems to be entirely sealed within this cage.
And it's
and again, the holes
sitting on a pedestal.
Huh? It's sitting on a stone pedestal.
On a pedestal?
So the cage is maybe, 3 foot by 3 foot sitting on this pedestal, and then the fragment is about the size of a bowling ball sitting inside the cage, just sort of sitting on the bottom of the cage.
Okay.
And it's red, and it radiates this sort of like light. It radiates a little bit of light and glows, kind of thing.
Do I get the impression whacking the iron cage would do any good?
It's possible. I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, you're no mage. It doesn't necessarily look magical. It just looks like a cage that somebody somehow wrapped around this thing. It doesn't have any doors, so at least probably your first instinct is that the construction of the cage was probably magical, but the cage itself doesn't look magical. It looks like a regular small iron cage, like something you might keep a weird bird in.
Except for the fact that there's
Except for the fact that there's spikes coming out of it, and those spikes seem to have some sort of goo on them, like poison.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, you're gonna reach your hand in there and ow, god dang it.
And since there's all this other stuff going on right now, I'll just wait.
Okay, you're gonna just hang back?
Yeah.
All right. Farina. Now the creature, the woman in the bone armor with the scythe that just took a swing at you, she's about 8 feet away. And she's moving backwards. She's sort of scuttling backwards across the ceiling.
all right. I'm gonna take another swing at her and follow her.
All right, so you're gonna move
Telling
5
everybody
feet.
as I go. Yeah, I'll follow her.
Okay.
Telling everybody as I go where she's at. She's basically in front of me. I guess that's the only way I can really tell people.
Okay. All right. Storm, give me a perception check. 11 will miss. Pretty handily too.
I have a DM question.
Sure.
If a dire rat can move 40 regular and climb 20, do I have to use both moves to go half that distance, both directions, both over and up? Do I have to, you know what I'm saying? It's really going to take like half. I want to bring the dire rat up.
So here's the problem. When you expend a move action, that move action counts whether you move 10 feet or 30 feet.
Okay, so I should be able to get the dire rat over to the wall and then up to the ceiling. And that's what I'm
Yes,
going
but
to
you use both of your move actions
Yeah.
to do so.
So by doing that, then can I put the rat here and then give it a command that when and if this creature moves by it, it can leap off the wall and gouge her eyes out with its little talons?
Okay, give me a perception check to see if he even sees where she is, because remember the mist is
No. If and when the target moves by him, I'm going to plant him over here because I know she's backing up.
Okay.
And so I'm assuming he can't see her right now. But can I put her? You shouldn't from that distance.
Well, he's 5 feet away, so I mean, yeah, give him a perception check. Maybe he sees her now.
All right, I'll do it. Coming. I'm not arguing with the DM. Perception check.
No, he doesn't see her. All right.
So see what I'm trying to do though is not really have him go after her.
Right, you're
now.
trying to corner her.
Well, just be prepared so that he can attack if she goes. I guess he's going to get an attack of opportunity when she goes by. Right?
It would depend on if he sees her, but yeah, maybe.
Okay. So if she goes by, does he get another shot at perception then? I guess.
Yes, he would.
Okay.
If she passes near him, yeah. Okay, cool. So then next up is Otto.
Otto, there's really not much he can do. So Otto's done.
Okay. Bardos.
Keep an eye on Fletcher.
Bardos is. How would I know if Bardos is aware of where Fletcher is and where the gem is? I know Fletcher said he found it.
All Bardos would have known is he would have heard Fletcher say, "I found the gem." He can't see Fletcher and cannot see the gem. Bardos can see Ilindar and he can see Baru, but that's it. And there's something on the other side of Ilindar, which is something big, which you're not sure what it is, but you suspect it might be Storm, because Ilindar is there doing something with it.
Actually, you're a mage. You know the spell Enlarge, and you know that's what I cast.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send Baru in behind Storm.
Have him run up Storm's back.
And I'm going to go in the same way around Elendar until I will eventually run into Fletcher.
Yes, you will. You still can't see the stone, but you see Fletcher.
Okay, so I'm going to just talk to Fletcher, and between Baru and Fletcher, hopefully I will be able to determine that gem is right there.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically. I mean, Fletcher, what do you tell him?
I tell him that it's got some poison on some spikes and it needs to be smashed open.
Fletcher smash.
Fletcher smash.
I want
All
to
right.
smash.
All right, cool. Bartles, you do anything else?
That was only a move and a free action to talk. So, yeah, I'm going to, I guess, do a perception on the whole gem thing to try to see exactly what's going on with that.
The whole which thing? Oh, the gem?
gem.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Unless I cannot find anywhere. I know you gave me a spell or a scroll or something to destroy that thing, but I can't find it.
The Rod of Cancellation.
It's a rod of cancellation.
That
It's a
guy
rod.
gave to you. It's a rod.
To destroy the gem?
So all you have to do is touch that stone with that rod.
Yeah, the whole point was to put the Rod of Cancellation against that fragment, and it will destroy the fragment. The plan was for the demons, they were going to corrupt the fragment of the stone, and that way, because the fragments form a network, and they were going to corrupt the network,
Right.
and thereby shut down the entire Wardstone network.
Like a virus.
Like a virus, right. Now, if you destroy the stone, what happens is the network seals itself off. You think.
Okay, so 28 perception. Basically, I'm trying to figure out if I can get that rod into that area to cancel the wardstone.
So the holes in the cage are about 1.5 inches. They're square, and that kind of. So they're about 1.5 inches either way. So maybe like this.
Well, rod will fit in there then.
Well, I'm trying to see how wide a rod is. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we talked about that last, and I know it was bigger than a regular rod. I think. I
Doesn't
swear I
that
wrote
vary
that
by
down.
guy anyway.
This conversation just doesn't sound right.
Doesn't.
Les assured me
And
the
we
rod
have it
was
on
bigger
tape.
than.
Well, you asked me if it was like a wand, right? And it's bigger than a wand.
It's exactly 1 5/8 inch diameter.
5/8. They weigh about 5 pounds. They range from 2 to 3 feet long. Can function as maces or light clubs, usually made of iron or some other metal. They are sturdy items. So yeah, I mean, with a 28, you think you can slip the rod through that? Oh, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. You think you can slip the rod through the hole?
On tape, Les. Just remember.
We're recording. So yes. You think you could take the rod and extend it outward towards the cage and slip it inside.
Yeah.
See, I've always thought that, but usually it just doesn't work the way I've thought it was going to.
I know. Sometimes you have to go. A lot of times you have to find out how to avoid the cage to slip the rod in. But in this case, you can go right past it.
Well, I've done this round, but I'll try it next time.
Yeah, and even if you fail to slip the rod in, you can always try again. Maybe you come around from the other side.
Okay, I'll do that.
Are you saying there's more than one hole left?
It could be, yeah. I mean, you could come from. You could get your rod in flanking position, and then come in from that direction. You never know. Okay. All right. So that was Bartos. Flash art. So you hear Farina go, and she's right here. She's right here. You look over, and now Storm is like double the size that he used to be, and you're like a little freaked out by that. There's a dire rat crawling on the wall over there, but you still can't see anybody up on the ceiling. You don't know what they're talking about. But you also realize that there is a glowing stone within a weird cage sitting on a pedestal right next to you. You should probably touch that cage. Try and rip it apart with your bare hands.
The one covered in poison, is that you said?
Well, you haven't seen the poison, but Fletcher definitely is like this. These spikes are covered in poison.
Well, but I have a magic sword here. I could take a pounding on it. How am I feeling after my poisonous bite? I just lose the 1 con and that's it?
You lose 1 con. Yeah, I mean you're okay.
Okay, it's not like
yeah, it's not great.
Okay. Well, I don't see how I can be helpful on this witch hunt, as it were. But as long as Lothar's got the door, she's not getting out of here. And unless somebody has a bright idea how to get me on the ceiling, I can pound on this cage, because that's ultimately the goal, right? Everything else is just a thing in our way. So what to remind me, somebody just to the side, we had to break this stone, or we had to retrieve the stone?
What we just talked about. Bardos has got to touch his rod to the stone.
That's right. I'm sorry. Okay. So
I missed that conversation.
I think he needs a grease spell. I'm just saying.
He might need a grease spell to get the rod to the stone.
Yeah, okay. From a flanking position, yes. I was trying to block it out.
This has gone way off the rails. All right, so what are you going to do, Flashheart? Grab onto that cage and just shake it?
Yeah, with my tongue. I'm going to look for a mechanism on the cage to see if there's a way to
Give me a perception.
flip the cage over.
Give me a perception.
Yep, 1 second. D20. 22.
22. You see the cage, but you don't see any sort of door or lock on it. From your point of view, the cage looks like yeah, I mean, there's no door. You don't know how the stone got in it, but it looks like it's completely surrounded by this cage.
Well, you mentioned it's probably magically crafted, so they could have crafted around the stone, but it's in just normal old bird cage.
Yeah, it's weird that it has no door. You're not
All
sure
right.
the stone got in there.
So my other option here is just to basically run around and try to poke at the ceiling. I think if I've done my
way
investigation,
too short.
Yeah.
I mean, you're what, 6 feet tall?
Yeah.
Radiance is maybe another 3.5 feet. That's 9 feet. You're not even close.
Okay. It's a long sword, so probably 4 feet, right?
Yeah,
Probably 3.5 feet. Yeah.
Even so.
Okay, so I'm going to try to bash on the cage with radiance and see what happens.
All right, so you're just like cranking over there and just like bonking on the cage.
Yep.
All right.
Staying well clear of any what I would assume are poisonous spikes.
Okay.
All right, am I rolling?
Yeah, go ahead. It's AC 10, so the likelihood is that you'll hit it.
Yep, hit it.
So here's the thing. It's a steel cage. It has a hardness of 10, which is essentially like DR. And it has a certain number of hit points, which you'd have to get past. So
do I have to roll percentiles to hit it? Do I have to see it in the mist?
Yeah, I guess you would. I mean, it's kind of like obscured as well. So yeah, you would have to. This would be a hit, but you would have to roll better than 20.
Let's see.
No problem. All right, so you smash Radiance in it. Go ahead and roll damage. Now, Radiance being a magic weapon. Okay, so Mike, I need a ruling on. Oh, he's not even there. Oh, there he is. So when a magic weapon hits so hardness is analogous to DR.
Yep.
But for an object. It's not like a magical DR. It's like the nature of the material that it's crafted out of. So for a steel cage, the hardness would normally be 10.
Mm-hmm.
Does a magic weapon ignore that? For this?
No.
I was going to say I didn't think so, but okay. All right. So yeah, you hit it, and Radiance kind of bounces off.
So
there might be like a little score in the metal.
So does it do any real damage?
No.
Crap.
It basically, from your point of view, it has DR 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, perception check for Rena, if you would.
I would. I will.
And perception check Storm, too. All right.
Whoa.
Rena, what about Dire Rat? Can you give me Dire Rat perception?
Mm-hmm. Better
Okay.
than me. That's how it is.
So, actually, so the first thing you notice, Farina, you notice that the creature on the ceiling is like scuttling backwards pretty heavily. She's basically doing it with a full withdrawal. The dire rat, she is going to pass. Storm would see this as well. But since she's doing a withdraw action, she does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
She
And-
doesn't. She doesn't on the first one, but the second one she would.
It's a full withdraw. I mean, they do not, according to the rules, they don't provoke an attack of opportunity, correct?
It's just the first square doesn't.
Hold on.
How is it different? A full withdrawal from moving backwards.
Withdrawing from melee combat is when you withdraw, you can move up to double speed. The square you start out at is not with threatened. So she would tend to move. I don't know that Storm is threatening her, but the dire rat would be a threatened square because she's on the other side of the thing of the stone from Storm. So the dire rat would get an attack of opportunity, but Farina would not.
Correct.
15 will miss. And then she disappears into the mist. You guys don't know where she is.
Damn it. She's gone. She's gone. She's lame.
All right. Ilindar. Storm saw her kind of cook off, but he doesn't know where she is now.
Okay.
Can
I
Storm send?
would take a 5-foot step back to the door.
Okay.
And say, yeah, she's running, and then Storm would probably just follow. So, 5-foot step.
He can't go into the cage.
Well, no, but 5-foot step diagonal to this one space.
Yeah, he could scooch over there. Yeah.
So she'd do that for the first step, and then she'd probably just start following the wall around, looking for her.
Okay.
That's 10. That's 15. That's 20. It's 25.
Perception check.
Oops.
Now, how tall is she at this point? Like 10, 11 feet?
About 10, 11 feet.
Okay. 18 perception. I think that would be enough. So, yeah, he sees her. Whoops. That's not what I want. Whoa, dude. Easy. He sees her in the sort of backed into the corner. So she's up in the ceiling and in the corner, and she's got, she's defending it. So she's got sort of her back to the wall, and she's got that scythe out.
Okay.
He could potentially take a single attack at her.
I think she would.
Okay. Go for it, dude.
Nice.
Shit. 24 is going to hit. Was it a bite?
No, that's a claw.
A claw. That's a hit.
But it does do more damage because she's larger, which is why I'm doing all this manually. I've got
Okay.
I already made a full attack for enlarged, but I didn't have a single.
All right. What do we got?
Oh, hang on.
11 points. Holy shit. All right. So that's a solid hit. She's like, "Rah!" And she pulls that scythe back. She's looking right at Storm. She's like, I'm going to get you next time. All right.
Dog too.
And,
Huh?
Not giving us any information about where
and Storm's telling me this, so Ilindar is going to call out and say, she's in the other corner. She's up in the other corner.
Where Storm is.
Which nobody could see. So, I mean, Ilindar, you kind of got an idea. Bartos, you heard Ilindar. The rest of you are like, she's in the other corner, and you're like,
Well, you'd probably hear
we're in a round room. What?
Storm's kind of huge, and she's
Yeah, I
probably
mean, so
making a
you can
ruckus.
see him like stomping around, but you
And you probably heard a slash and an owl or something whenever Storm got a hold of her.
probably hissed, but I don't know if anybody would hear that. So there's a lot of action going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's in the other corner.
I mean, to be honest, Ilindar does not know what the shape of the room is.
Yeah,
He
nobody. I
doesn't
don't know that
he
anybody
knows,
does.
He knows that Storm was over this direction of him, and now he knows that Storm's over this direction. So that's why he's kind of just saying the other corner.
Right.
Is
Okay.
there any noise? Like, would we have heard any noise? I would think with the attack, we would hear. I
Give
would
me,
have.
hey, anybody who wants to. Well, so Fletcher and Otto would certainly have heard an enlarged storm come running by them. They would have seen it.
Yeah.
Her. Bartos would not have seen her, but
He's only 10
he's
foot
within
away
5
from
feet, so he
you.
would have heard it. So
Yeah.
Farina and Flashheart, you guys roll a perception check. All right. So yes, you heard it in the far corner, sort of like making whatever noise that storm does when it attacks people. Flashheart, can you give me a perception check or? Okay, maybe not. Ah, there we go. Oh yeah, you would have heard it too. So you guys both know that it's in the whatever's going on is in the corner up on the ceiling.
Okay. Who next?
So you guys know that. All right, Lothar, you're outside the door. Ilindar's right in front of you. You hear Ilindar going out. It's in the corner. It's up there. It's over there. Nobody knows.
I'm going to pull the door closed and hold it.
All right, so you're closing the door with Ilindar in it.
Yep.
All right.
I'm used to that.
I like the way you think, sir. All right, door closes.
Door says, "Don't come out until they're all dead." You just kind of
Don't come out. I'm not heating anybody until we've solved the problem. All right, excellent. So, Lothar, you gonna do anything else?
I'm not spending another night chasing some invisible douche around the ceiling. So when you guys have finished with this, let me know.
All right, Fletcher,
We did a month ago.
your turn to fight the invisible douche.
I don't think I can.
Well, you know that Storm is right next to you, and you hear Ilindar saying she's in the corner, which you assume to mean the corner that's off to your left. You know there's something there. You hear sort of Storm doing that thing that it does when it's like clawing the crap out of stuff. So you suspect that whoever is fighting, but Storm's big now, like
Yeah.
big.
And I'm assuming she's still up on the ceiling, right?
I can give you a piggyback ride, and you can take you 4 feet off the ground or 6
Yeah,
feet
like
off the ground.
chicken fights. You got a great sword. If Flash chicken fighted you, and then you walked over there and started slashing away, that might work.
If you ask, we'll tell her what we.
I'd like to see that.
I kind of like to see that too. Now you would only be able to flashlight. You would only be able to move half speed.
What's the minuses on that on attack?
But that would be awesome. Could you imagine?
You'd have to forego your dex bonus. I have a feeling,
Could
but
you imagine telling that to a bar? Yeah, I jumped up on its back, and then I started swinging blindly above me.
A barbarian on top of a paladin swinging a great sword at the ceiling. It's a beautiful thing.
That's end well.
That'd be the best velvet painting ever in the Church of Iomedae.
In the Church of Iomedae, there's hundreds of years from now, there's a big stained glass mural of this elf with wild eyes on top of this crazy paladin, and he's got a big sword. And there's a bone lady up in the ceiling. Ah, that's the legend of Flashheart and Fletcher.
And the piggyback ride.
We tell that legend to children so that we can scare them to doing what we want them to do.
I think Fletcher's motivation right now would be to protect the stone from anything, so he's gonna stay. As he's gonna face into the corner, looking in that direction.
Okay.
of course, but that's it. He's just going to be ready to attack anything that
Well,
comes.
frankly, probably the person you need to protect it from right now is Flashheart, who's whacking away at the cage with his magic sword. So I don't know. I mean, you're torn a little bit. You're like,
I mean, protect. Like I don't want someone else to take it.
okay, all right, Farina, well, you're up. What do you do?
Serena's gonna go across the. She's going to head right over there to.
Half speed, remember.
Pardon me. Half
Half
speed.
speed.
Put me right there.
Okay, give me a perception check.
And my perception is. Wow.
Ooh, damn. Plus 15 on perception?
Yeah.
Holy shit, snacks.
Gordon's been counseling me in the ways of perception that I've always underestimated.
Is he counseling you
Perception
basically
is the most used skill in the game. So.
wildly inflate your perception bonus? Is that the counsel?
That was my counsel.
Oh,
That
okay.
is not true.
All right. Well, yeah, you see her. She's in the corner. She's fighting Storm. She's got that scythe out in front of her. She's up to something.
I was going to go ahead and roll damage as if I already hit her.
No, you actually have to hit her first.
Yeah, let's try
Part of
that.
it's kind of the rule.
Bam. 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 Damn. Plus 3 is 15, so still.
15 is a miss.
Bam. Bam, bam.
All right, that's okay. These things happen.
That is all the way over there.
All right. What's Otto going to do?
Otto's just going to keep an eye on Fletch. Otto can't help me.
All right, so he's keeping an eye on Fletcher. He's worried that he's going to try and do something crazy. And he's going to want to bite him if that's the case. All right. DC 15. All right, hold on a second. She's going to try that again.
I'm going to tell you, Les, if you do this again to us, I'm going to hang outside with Lothar.
She's not invisible. She's just obscured.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is a new way of saying invisible douche on the ceiling.
Really,
It's not new.
we need a new plan here. We have no pole arms or spears amongst us.
Fire
We're not really high enough level for dispel magic or.
Where's a Mub to trip her off the ceiling?
That's right.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Concentration.
Let me look. Do we have any? We had a bunch of scrolls that were given to us a while ago. Let's just look. Spell scrolls ones.
What time is it in Illinois, Les?
It's 11:45, so we've got about 15 minutes left. I'm hoping you guys can nab her in the time allotted. All right, so it's so that was Farina.
Welcome to my
Otto's
time
turn.
zone.
You're gonna have one more.
That's crazy, Matt.
I know, and I have to be up at 6 o'clock with my son.
That's asinine.
What's that?
That's asinine. That's impossible.
You can sleep when you're dead.
Les is a harsh mistress. Why don't you starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard, please?
Why don't we start at 2 in the morning? Why don't we do that? That way you just go straight to work.
That actually worked better for me, so let's do
Probably
that.
would. All right, so Otto, is Otto going to do anything?
No, he's going to babysit Fletch.
Bardos.
Bardos is going to try to stick the wand into the hole.
All right, this is for all the marbles. So you take out the rod of cancellation. It's glowing, and you're just gonna like stick it through the bars of the cage and try to hit the stone. This would be a melee attack at AC 10 since it's not moving anywhere. You have to sort of slip it through there and go. So do an attack roll at your normal attack bonus.
Machine senses.
All right.
19.
I'll do it.
All right.
Actually, 20 with Bless, all right? Bless does a +1.
Yeah, bless is +1 to hit.
Okay. All right. It gets a will save. All right, hold on. +5. All right, the will save here to fight the out of cancellation is 23. I rolled a 10. So a couple of things are going to happen. All right, so Bardos strolls up to the cage
I take a 5-foot step back.
and sticks the thing in. You hear this like high humming sound, like which becomes louder and louder and louder. You hear Farina. You hear the creature, the woman that you've been chasing. She looks down and she goes. You can see her say no, and all of a sudden, the wardstone fragment explodes into 1,000 little shards. They fly everywhere. Farina, somehow, all of you guys managed to avoid getting hit by these shards. Farina, the woman that you're about to fight, is not so lucky. She is hit by several of these shards, which just literally take pieces out of her as they hit her. You can hear the tinkling like of the stone, like hitting off of the walls and falling down to the ground. Basically, it's an area of effect explosion. It does 20d6 of piercing damage.
Wow.
To anybody in the room who is not of the party. You guys look down after this explosion, and you can see. I'm just going to do this real quick here. Let's see how that works out. 78 points.
Oh my God.
You guys look down, and you see that when this thing explodes, and everybody in the the first thing is that you hear the explosion. There's this like, boom. Then you hear like the of all these pieces like hitting the walls. Then the obscuring mist goes away, and suddenly you can see everything. And the the woman's body falls to the ground in a splop. She is Farina. You look down at her, and she is cut to ribbons by these like pieces of stone. The cage is like burst open. Like a big sort of orchid. It's just the top of it is just like blown open, and there are pieces of it on the ground, and that kind of stuff. You guys are suddenly find yourselves paralyzed.
And that is textbook how you take out an invisible douche on the ceiling.
Yeah, you set off a wardstone grenade. So you guys find yourself paralyzed. You feel this immense rush. So you guys look down, and you guys are covered in this like golden sort of glow, and you can tell that this glow has protected you from the shards of the wardstone, but you can't move. You can breathe, but you can't move. So you're just sort of sitting there, and suddenly you can feel a secondary explosion, or it's not an explosion. It's more like an immense pressure wave that comes from the region of the cage. I mean, and it's like being 5 miles from a nuclear explosion, right? There's this thump. It's more visceral. It's not even something you can hear. It's more like a giant. It's like a giant invisible hand has grabbed you and picked you up and thrown you, and you find yourselves all blown backwards against the walls of the room. So you're just thrown, whatever the closest wall is that in the opposite direction of the thing. That's where you find yourself sort of thrown. Away from the cage, and you managed to do that.
Except Lothar, who closed the door and is.
Except Lothar. So Lothar, you hear. I mean, you just hear this. First, you hear this massive explosion, and the door is just like with all these like pieces of like shrapnel that are hitting it. And in one case, you see an actual piece of stone come like through the door. This like sharp piece of like stone or gemstone that just comes shooting through, and it's just like shunk. That has come through the door, and you're like, holy shit, all my friends are dead. Then you feel this pressure wave too. It's just like boom, and you get thrown even through the door. You get tossed backwards, and you end up like sort of falling over the Minotaur's body. You find yourself down flat on your ass. The guy in the vestibule is just like, "Oh my God, we're all gonna die! We're all gonna die!" And you're just like, "Shut up, dude! We're not dead." And so the next thing you know is that after this pressure wave hits, and you can feel this crazy amount of energy that seems to be funneling out in all directions away from the stone. You guys, each of you go into like a fugue state. There's a moment of total darkness. And then each of you, your eyes open up and you're seeing visions that somehow you are seeing of these things. The first thing you see is a vision of the first. You immediately know what these things are. It's a vision of the first wardstone being erected in Canembris in 4639 AR. And let me just tell you how long ago that is. Let me get the thing here.
It sounds like it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Hold on, let me get this. Here we go. Master calendar. So right now, we are in 4717. This was in 4639. So about 80 years ago, the first wardstone. You're witnessing it. There's a group of people, a ritual calling on the hand of the inheritor, which is the inheritor is another name for Iomedae, and they're putting the wardstone in place in the kite, that building. And you see this man who is obviously Flashheart you would recognize as the Herald of Iomedae, a golden-winged angel with a halo of little swords circling around its head. And you all at the same time realize that this was the event that prompted the beginning of the Second Crusade. The next vision that comes over you is about 30 years later, 4665 AR, about 50 years before now. And you see a vision of a 20-year-old Hullrun. Hullrun, the mayor, the leader of Canembris, the man who was decapitated by a black ray of flesh parting at the beginning of the opening ceremonies of the thing. You see him leading a young man, 20 years old at best, but you immediately recognize him as Hullrun, leading the burning of dozens of witches in the courtyard in front of the wardstone. And you can see that this, too, is part of the Second Crusade. And there's stakes all around. And you can see there's a dozen more of these witches, and they're lighting these fires. The next vision you see is in 4692, only about 25 years ago. You see a vision of Karamzada, the Storm King, that great pit fiend that came and killed the Silver Dragon, leading an attack on Canembris 25 years ago. He manages to strike a resounding blow with his sword against the wardstone, which suffers just the tiniest crack, and the sword of the pit fiend shatters. He is then attacked and forced to flee when Terendelev, the Silver Dragon, flies out and goes after him, breath weaponing him, and you see him sort of running away and in the old thing. And this starts the Fourth Crusade. The next vision you see is even later, only 5 years ago, 4712. You see a vision of Irabeth, who you recognize. Irabeth, what's her name from Defender's Heart? Chasing,
what's her name?
I don't have her sheet in front of me. Chasing a burly dwarf, who you immediately know is Staunton Vane, who was once the leader of the Hammers of Heaven mercenaries, into the courtyard, which contains the wardstone. Both of them are heavily wounded, and Staunton backs up against the wardstone. Smoke rises, and he screams in pain as he touches. Ah! He ducks to avoid one of Irabeth's blows, then manages to smash her knee with his hammer, which drops her to the ground. He seems ready to deliver the final blow to her head, but the sound of approaching soldiers forces him instead to back away, and he summons a fiendish giant wasp that he mounts on and flies away north, off into the distance. The next vision you see is of Minago, a beautiful demonic woman with a long, thin tail, clawed hands, curling horns protruding from where her eyes are, placing the wardstone fragment in this room that you are in. And this woman, this bone-armored woman, using a spell to create the cage just materializes around the wardstone. Minago, this demon woman, teleports away. And the bone woman that has just been blown up, that was fighting you guys, is sort of like stands in front of the wardstone and sort of like with her scythe in front of her, and she's the defender of it. And then you see a vision of something now that you know will never happen. Arilu Vorlesh, the beautiful and dangerous demoness, using a deep purple Nahindrian crystal the size of a human head to corrupt the fragment, which causes the entire wardstone network, the entire border, to flash with this maw of fire that devastates all the border cities and transforms countless crusaders into fiends and slaves of the world wound. You realize at this point that this was the demon's plan, was to draw as many crusaders to the border to defend it from attacks and maximize the damage that this corruption would have caused. And then you see Arilu Vorlesh herself come to you out of this vision. Oops. This is Arilu Vorlesh. Can you see her?
Yep.
Beautiful and demonic at the same time. You can see that she's using some sort of lensing mechanism to look in at you. And
Angelina Jolie with wings here, is he?
she's a beautiful a woman. And you know that once she was a succubus before she made a bargain with the demons of the world wound. And she says to you in this very beautiful voice, a voice of that's so enticing in itself, and yet you look at her and you know that she is you're doomed. And she says in this beautiful voice, "This only delays your extinction, your kind's extinction, the extinction of the Crusades. But at least I can take what steps I must to hasten your own extinction." And you see her pass over the thing and pass her hand over your eyes in the vision, and you feel this clutching at your throat. There's a moment where you can't breathe, and you're just like, and then finally you can take a breath, and you can see her sort of look at you, and it's like, the death throes of your wardstone seem to protect you from my magic. But that doesn't matter because they can't protect you from my slaves. And around you, you suddenly see 3 creatures begin to materialize. Emaciated figures that look like human skeletons with one single horn sticking up and a bone-tight hide of slimy leather. And they materialize. And you can see that they're coming out of what looks to be a gate that somehow Arilu has manufactured here. And you look around and you're like, more enemies. But these demons step out of this gate. They're 10 feet tall. They are covered in this protective slime. Obviously demons, slaves of Arilu Vorlesh. And they come and they look at you and smile. And that is where we will start next week, as it is midnight.
Oh, yeah, sleep tight.
Yeah, nice cliffhanger.
That was great. Thanks,
That's where we'll stop. So we will start as these creatures step out of the gate towards you.
I rolled a disbelief.
As they come to destroy you.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys. That was fun, everyone.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right.
Have a good rest.